my God. Oh, God, dear me. Blimey, someone's early with the super chats this morning, aren't they? Good God. Peter writes, what's wrong with you, dear? I haven't even started the show yet. You're sending cash in. You're sending... Is the opening that good? Oh, sorry, just a moment. A very good morning to you, boys and girls. It's Thursday, the 4th of June, 2020. Hello. Hello. There is a spider on the ceiling. Oh, there's a spider on the ceiling. There is. 1 minute. Oh. Fancy's noticing that. Just a minute now. Oh. Where's that photo camera thing? There it is. Oh. Don't want to get too close to it, dear. Oh my God, it's massive. It's like 10 inches across. Just a moment. Oh. Oh no. There is a spider on the ceiling. No, now what do? Do I leave it? Do I leave it or do I hoover? Hoover. Oh, what's wrong with them? Well, they're all sending cash in this morning. 2 tips already? Can't believe it. Dear me, what shall I do with a spider, everyone? Well, that's thrown the entire show into total and utter chaos. Total and utter chaos. Peter Wright, 2 tickets for you there. 4:13 and 4:14 for today's Super Chatters raffle. Okay, 2 free tickets for you in there. That'll be happening later on. Someone's going to win a little package of Super Chatter prizes today, gang. And 2 for Miss Shania Steele, who's very, very busy at the moment. Shania is head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight. And she's writing out, she's making prayer cards for people today. So thank you for that, Shania. Do you know, I'm almost tempted, Peter, to double up on your tickets as you were even earlier than we've even started. I'm almost tempted to give you 2 for 1, but I won't. No, I don't think I'll do that. There you go. 415 and 417. Oh, did you notice that? Look. Camouflage tickets. Look, you can't even see them. Look. There it is. And what? Well, you can see it now. And no, you can't see it again. Camouflage tickets. 416 and 415 for you, Shania. All are happening later on. If you're new to the show, a very, very good morning to you. Hello to all our silent viewers as well. It's lovely to see you. What about... Oh, that bleeding thing's moved. I kid you not, it's moved. It's now directly above me. Oh, it's not very big. I'm sorry, I can't stand it. Just a minute now. I'm going to have to do something. I'm really sorry about this. Just a second now. Blasted thing's moving now. You're going to have to bear with me. I can't do a show with a spider in here. 1 minute. Oh dear. This is terrible. What an awful start. I won't be able to pick up from this now, will I? Now, have I got a bit of card somewhere? There'll have to be a bit of paper on it. What's this here? There we are. Just a minute now. Oh, God. Come on, down you come. Down you come, boy. There we are. Got it. It's here. Oh, sake. I must just go and chuck this out the window somewhere. 1 minute. Oh, there we are. And out you go. Bye-bye. Oh, praise the Lord for that. Oh, dear. Sorry, I can't do it. Gone. We are uninfected, boys and girls. We are now uninfected with the spiders, I'm very pleased to point out. Oh, thank the Lord for that. Dear me. Frightening, that was frightening. Right, shall we get on with it then? It's a horrible grey day out there. Let's just say hello to some of you with us this morning. Jason Hughes, hello. Diane Jebb, Fran Green, Gavin in the house, Michael Pullman, morning. Peter Wright with the super chats this morning. Thank you, Peter. Another little chance of winning a package of prizes today. You've seen the super chat of prizes, haven't you, my darlings? We are doing today the bunting, a little package of prizes. The bunting's going today, along with, this is all one prize, one of our brand new Super Chatter pens, there it is, one of our Super Chatter badges, and to keep you nice and full up from fuel, your Fray Bentos steak and gravy pie. They are the prizes for this week's Super Chatter raffle, which will be happening at some point during the show. I won't keep you waiting too long for that, all right, my loves? Some point during the show, and we'll see who wins that. And I'll also reveal what next week's prize is for the next Super Chatter raffle. Only live and exclusive on this channel. No other channel does this. No other channel gives away free raffle tickets in exchange for tips. So there we are. Morning to Adam the plumber. Hello to you, Adam. Your magnet has only just gone in the envelope. I'm going to post that today for you. All right. Jason Hughes there. Dan S., good morning. Joseph McDonald is back in London. Morning, Joseph. Hope you're well there. Mick Davenport in the house there. Rachel. Morning, Rachel. Rachel, did you text me yesterday with a message that says, this is my text number in case I need to text you? I think that was you. Or it might have been the other Rachel, not sure. So could you just verify that? There's a good word. Verify. If you could verify that for me, please. It's got very hot in here now. I think that spider was giving off heat as it was there. Notice it wasn't smashed over the head and squashed. Notice that, please. Thank you very much. Shania's there, as I say. Good morning, Shania. And Super Chat's there. And now Adam. Oh, dear me. We can't get through anything today, dear. Adam now sends a £5 Super Chat as well. Have we all won the lottery or something this morning? Is that what's going on there, my darlings? Have you won the lottery? Eh? A £5 Super Chat from Adam. Thank you for the tip, Adam. 5 tickets going in my little thing for you. Going in the tuck. Into the TRU. The Ticket Retention Unit. Ticket retention units, that's what we need. I've still got to order some more of those, although we're not having much luck with Amazon at the moment, which I'll tell you about during the show today. Yes, very odd really. I've never really had a problem with them, but a couple of little problems I've had recently. Thank you, Adam. Let me do your tickets. 417 to 421. Adam, incidentally, won the normal raffle this week, the Monday raffle. And I put that thing in an envelope for you, and that'll be going off today. I thought I'd send it off with the other one. Then I can get on my bike and have a little bit of a bike ride down to the sorting office and deliver it down there. All right. Excuse me a moment. Morning to Andy. Andy. Hello to you, sir. Daniel Woodhouse is feeling so good today. Something nice has happened. Oh, Daniel, we need to know what nice thing has happened for you. And was it nice? How exciting. I've got nice things happening for you today. I have a selection of videos and photos to show you today. Lots of them, actually. There's a lot of them. And we will require... Calculating now. Please stand by. 19 likes. 19 likes to show you lots of photos and videos that you, dear people, have been sending into the show overnight. Okay? So that will be coming up for you. I think I said hello to Mandy Davenport. Mandy's there. Is that everyone? There's Shania, Jason, and scrolling down. And Andy as well. Blimey, dear. Can I ask, is there a particular prize that is doing this for you this week? What is it? I think for Andy, it's the pie. Is it the pie, Andy? Andy comes to play. La 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 la. That's Andy Pandy, isn't it? Oh, wonderful children's programmes. There you go. 422, 423 and 424 for you there, Andy. All right. As the chat box going on today, Peter, we can send our own raffle tickets to you for the super chat or in the post. I don't think it works like that, dear. It'll have a different serial number on it. Oh, don't you know about that? They've all got serial numbers on, dear. Because, you know why? Because someone will be keeping hold of all their raffle tickets, and then when we go back to a pink book, in months' time, they'll pick out an old pink one that they've had if the number comes up and try and claim it. You don't think I'm stupid, do you? They got serial numbers on there, look! Thank you. Nope, you're not allowed to buy Super Chat raffle tickets. You know that. Not allowed to do that. But if you send a tip, I'll give you a free one. The Super Chat raffle tickets are free. Morning to John Parrish. We see the chat box seems to be okay at the moment. So I ask you that because I'm going to write down, or perhaps one of you could keep a list on who it is who's having the chat box problems. And if there's some sort of thing that it happens to the people, just what's the word, some sort of route, something we can look at everyone who's having trouble, and then perhaps we can decipher what the problem is. Maybe it's everyone who's watching in the north, or everyone who sends lots of messages, or someone who I don't know if there's some sort of God, what's the word? So you can match it up with perhaps a problem and we can see what's going on there. Morning to my sister. There's my sister this morning. And good morning to Matt Joplin, who says, "Hi, dear. When are you coming to Croydon for a walk?" Matt Joplin. I'd be up for that, Matt. I'd be up for that. I've got plenty of time at the moment. Matt's in Croydon, and there's some wonderful places in there. I do know part of Croydon. I know often we say that it's a dump, and, well, I mean, it is, to be honest. It is. The centre of it, it's all concrete and that. But you go around the outskirts of Croydon, and there's some actually beautiful places around there. I did a New Year's Eve karaoke there about 3 years ago. And to get there, I went from some lovely place. I had to go up this, I don't know if you know where this is, Matt. There was a really steep hill. If you're coming off the M25, right, then you go left down the, I don't know, is it the M23? Yes, you go left off the M25, and then you either go slightly left to the M23 or left, as in right, left turn to Croydon. Not Beulah Hill. I can't remember what it was called now. But there's a place down there, and you go down here, and to get to this particular place, and I cannot remember for the life of me where it was, I had to turn right at a roundabout, possibly, and I went up this really steep hill. Very, very steep hill, which I really didn't like at all. And it was quite a narrow road as well. Can't remember the name of the place there. No. But never mind, dear, never mind. All right, what's the smaller badge on your jacket? It's a Blue Peter badge. Original Blue Peter badge. Must be worth thousands, this dear. A bit like myself, worth thousands. I should be insured. I think I should insure my voice, to be honest. I should insure my voice. Calm down with your super chats. I can't get on with the show this morning. There's so much cash coming in. There you go. All right, 425 free raffle tickets for Peter Wright for the super chat raffle happening on the show today. Blue Peter. Lovely. As I say, it's a grey old day today. Very grey old day today. Do you know, it's so grey. I went out there earlier, and gardeners all over the world will know, if Claire's with us or Rachel, great gardeners, they will know that grey weather, petals have closed, boys and girls. I'm so disappointed. My peony, I've got one peony plant, which is quite a large plant. Only one flower has come on it. Why would that be? Is it just not in the right place? I've got one that has flowered profusely. Big white flowers. You've seen the pictures of it. I've got one in the corner which hasn't flowered at all. And there's another one which is only gets the sun from about 1 p.m. till about 4 p.m. And that has only had one flower on it. The most beautiful one, of course, out of all of them. Only one flower. And it's the one with the pink, Rachel, with the white bit in the middle. Or it might be the other way round. What? White with... Ooh. No, I think it's pink with a white bit in the middle. The same one that I sent you the picture of it. And I said, I think we need one of these. Well, I already had one. I didn't even know. And I ordered one, put the other one in. It just come as a root. Doesn't look like anything, but of course that grows quickly. Well, that one has opened and there's only one flower on it. The only thing is it's so grey this morning it's closed, protecting itself from the greyness and the evilness out there. Matt, what's he say there? I think you did the gig in Pearly. It could be Pearly, Matt. I think it was a bit off Pearly. Oh, dear me. Trevor. What's wrong with you all? It's only a bleeding pie, for Christ's sake. Have you all run out of food or something? You want to get one of the... Anyone get those poverty parcels from the government? I know a few people get those poverty parcels. Anyone get those? Very good, actually. Very good. You get all sorts of things if you're a little bit short of cash, which is a good thing. I think you get soup and rice and spaghetti, maybe some vegetables. I don't know exactly what's in them, but I know some of you, we call them poverty parcels. Nothing wrong with calling them that there. 426 and 427 for you there for today's raffle. All right, Trevor. No charge for those, of course. Morning to Dr. Gregorian. Hello to you. Mick, there you go. Mick knows. He's after the pie. Do you talk to your plants, Chris? No. But I talk to the tree in my garden. That's all I'm saying. I do talk and touch my tree in the garden. Yes. I can't help it, my loves. I can't help it. Let's get on with some of this now, my darlings. Otherwise, we'll never get any. So, yes, the perini has shut its petals because in protest at the fact that there's no sun out today. It is closed like that. Can't see a thing. Oh, Trevor doesn't know what's there. The prizes today are... The bunting, 7 flags on there, okay? 7 parts to it. I don't know what you call them, flags. We got the brand new Super Chatters pen. Not the Super Chatters pen. The I'm a Winner pen. We got the Super Chatter badge, okay? Badge. And the Frey Bentos steak and gravy pie. That's what's on the Super Chatter raffle today. All right, as you asked. Okay. Right. Oh, Daniel. He's happy he was kicked out for eBay because he couldn't get the stuff out quick enough. But I've now found a new site called Etsy. It's like eBay. Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that. Morning to Ray Reynolds. Morning, Ray Reynolds, this morning. Can you add my brother and wish him a birthday? Is it today? 51? 51. Okay, let's just make a little note of that. Dr. Gregorian, hang around to the end of the show. You just remind me, just in case I forget at the end of the show, because there's so much going on. I can't possibly remember everything, unfortunately. Dr. Gregorian, what's his name? My brother. Artak. Is it Artak? Not Art Attack. Artak. 51. Okay, let me just write that. I'll put that there. But just in case I forget, make sure you hang around to the end of the show for that. Chris Woodhouse as well. God. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one, dear. That's a bit loud, weren't it, eh? Sorry. 428 and 429 for you, Mr. Woodhouse. Thank you. I wanted to ring you last night, but I ended up going over to my mate's house for a cup of tea outside. Well, it wasn't outside, but I sat near the because that's the only contact I have with someone, really, my mate at the moment. 428 and 429 for you, Chris. All right, that's happening a little bit later on. Good morning to Amelia Phillips as well. Morning, Amelia. So there we are, but the petals are closed on there. I wanted to go to Lidl yesterday, as you may remember. At the end of the show, I mentioned I was going to go to Lidl, but unfortunately, I couldn't find my mask. My mask, so I've got a proper mask. It's got, like that, and it's got the little filter on the side there. I looked everywhere for it. In the back of the bike bag, because sometimes I go on my bike, which I intended to do yesterday. I looked in the kitchen. I looked on the washing line where I usually hang it up in the sun because the sun kills this nasty virus. Couldn't find it anywhere. I got quite anxious. I got a bit of anxiety. I can't find my mask anywhere. That being said, there's lots of people walking around in there with no masks on or gloves or anything. They don't wash their hands before they come in. Dirty people. Dirty people, dear. We don't like dirty people. Dirty, disgusting people, darling. But I thought, oh, God. So I got the one out my sister made. And I thought, oh, well, I'll put some tissues underneath that. I don't know where. I couldn't think where it had gone. But on my way, on my bicycle, so I went down to Lidl, which is about a 25-minute cycle away. That's the exercise for the day, you see. Got there, and I've got my sister's thing, like as I say, it's a Union Jack mask. You've seen it on there. We gave some away when we had some. There's none of those left now. Put some tissue behind it, a couple of bits of tissue, held it up to the light, because that's how you tell, apparently. If you can't see much light coming through, that's probably a good thing. If you can see loads of light coming through, waste of time. There was a very good analogy of this, actually. Someone posted on Facebook the other day, if you wondered why any old bit of material is no good against coronavirus, have a look at this. And there was a bloke putting up, you know, those crisscross metal fences, the wire fences, usually get round, I don't know, playgrounds, forests, schools, anything like that. The crisscross ones, you know? And they made an analogy of that someone had put up that crisscross fence to keep out mosquitoes. Do you see? Obviously, the holes are too big. That was the same thing they're talking about with the masks and virus getting through the mask. That's what you're doing. Unless it's a good quality mask and it's got microscopic holes, tiny little holes, you're wasting your time. So I thought that was pretty good. So the best I could do was to put that on, 2 tissues behind it, fold it up, and I look, well, I can't see any light coming through that. Put it on, oh, well, I could barely breathe. Couldn't get the air through the tissues. So I went about my business, in and out there as quickly as possible. And then on the way home, I thought, hang on a minute, you went out in the car on Friday. I went out in the car just to take the car for a run, no other reason, and to get petrol down at Egham. And then when I got out at Egham, I think I put my mask on to fill up the fuel. Because there were people around. Well, there wasn't anyone around, actually. I just put it on anyway. And I think it might be in the car. So I haven't checked yet. So I'll go and see if I can find my mask in the car a little bit later on. But I did get very anxious about that. Very worried of where it was. In Lidl, they seem to have run out. They did have these blue, you know, the blue roll. They had like blue roll. It was like blue roll, but in a plastic thing, impregnated with antivirus liquid on it. They just pull some out and wipe your hands and wipe the trolleys and all that. They seem to have run out of that to be replaced with antiviral spray and that liquid, you know, the gel stuff. But the gel thing wouldn't work. I'm pushing this. I tried to push the button. Well, the whole thing just went forward. I nearly knocked it over. I think the buttons got stuck. Well, that's good, isn't it? So I sprayed my hands with antiviral spray, rubbed them together like that, and then went about my shopping in there, you know. I mean, anyone who's a bit dirty, their hands would probably have dropped off at that point here. Some people are alive, dear. They're so dirty, they're alive. You can see insects moving on them, or spiders, but there's none in here at the moment, I'm pleased to say. If you've only just joined the show, you would have missed that. There was an attack of the spider this morning in this studio, live to everyone. Everyone observed it. And everyone observed also the kindness and the sensitivity of myself when rescuing that poor spider that appeared to be stuck on my ceiling. Slowly, it moved towards me. Yes, that was going to eat me while you were watching the show today, wasn't it? Yes, it would have done. Be aware of spiders. So I washed my hands there, and that's it. As I say, some people who are in there are just so filthy and dirty and full of bacteria and viruses, dear. They would have washed their hands, and the hands would have just fallen off. Would have been like acid towards them. I don't think there's much hand left. It's just all viruses and bacteria. Terrible. So that was that. I got some potatoes. They're so heavy, the potatoes. That's the trouble. And you put them in the back of the bag. I thought as I was cycling home, I thought the front blooming wheel was going to lift up. You see the young lads doing that, don't you? Wheelies. Oh, it terrified. How do they do that? If I did that, I'd kill myself. I know I would. They're cycling. I've seen them do it in London. Seriously. Along the Euston Road at 6 o'clock at night when I'm going to work, or used to go to work there. Hopefully we'll be back at some point. There's no idea of that yet. But you're going along this Euston Road. I remember it was the underpass outside Euston Station, and I'm sitting in this queue of traffic there, and then suddenly about 5 lads come past, you know the sort, with the hoodies up, and they pulled the blooming wheel up like that. Cycling on one wheel, very, very dangerous. I don't think I'll be trying that anytime soon, or skateboarding, come to that. But these potatoes, I thought they were so heavy in the back of the van, along with a few in the back of the bike, on my panniers, I thought they were going to lift the blooming front wheel up like that. But we got back eventually. I grew my own potatoes once, with some success, I must say. Has anyone grow their own potatoes? Anyone do that? It's quite an easy thing. You put them in, and I think every time a little leaf or something comes up, you have to make the earth go over it, like in a long line. Or you can get special potato bags. I think I've got a couple of them in the shed, where you put a bit of earth in the bottom, right? Then you put some potatoes. Now, I knew two lovely people who were customers at one of the places I worked in West London some time ago now. And they were telling me about this, and she said, "Don't waste your money on seed potatoes." She said, "Oh, you're just having a laugh." She said, "Don't waste your money on seed potatoes. When you go to the supermarket, you know when you get your potatoes." I said, "Yeah." She said, "You know sometimes you leave them a bit and they start growing." I said, "Yeah." "That's it," she said. "That's all you need. Just put them in the earth. No, don't waste your money on seed potatoes. Just get them out of the supermarket." Okay, fine. And I did this. And I had the bag, and I put a couple in the bag and put some earth on, and then when the leaves come up, you put some more earth over that, and then the leaves come up again, and you put some earth over that, and then the leaves come up again, and you leave it, and then a period of time down the road, I can't remember now, you kind of put your hand in, and there's all these potatoes in the earth. It's great. Does anyone grow potatoes? My sister and my brother-in-law went into vegetable growing big time a few years ago. They had a little, I don't know what it is, like a plastic greenhouse. There is a word for it. Not a cloche, dead low down. This was the thing that you walk in. Like a plastic greenhouse made of plastic rather than glass, which unfortunately came to an abrupt end when they had snowfall, and it just destroyed it all. Because, of course, the snow is very heavy. But they had all sorts of stuff in there. Carrots, potatoes, loads of tomatoes. They didn't buy any fruit and veg that year. Lettuces. I don't know if she did cabbages or cauliflowers. All sorts of stuff they had in here. It was quite large. I mean, brother-in-law, he did videos of what was going on there. But I don't do that anymore. I think it's wonderful to grow your own stuff like that, isn't it? You know, so what veg do you grow? Do you do anything like that at all? Growing potatoes or anything like that? Let's just come back to your messages for a while and see what you're saying there. Claire says, "My potato plants are doing really well. Potted them exactly as directed on this show. Excellent. And they are now about 2 feet tall. She's also got huge yellow flowers on her courgettes and tiny ones on the tomatoes." Oh, the tomatoes, Claire. Just keep an eye on the tomatoes with the green fly. And watch out for blight. I can't grow tomatoes in my garden. I got tomato blight some years ago. Once you've had it, it hangs around for a few years and you can't grow them anymore. You need to watch out for small brown marks when the tomatoes come. If you see any, pick them off straight away, right? Because it will spread so quickly across and you'll lose everything. There was one particular year, the first year this happened to me, I noticed a couple of these brown marks on the... Well, I just ignored them, didn't I? And then there was a couple on another one, and I ignored them and all. And then very quickly, I lost 95% of my tomatoes, and there was an awful lot of them. I had to chuck them all away, destroyed by this blooming blight stuff. So terrible, really. Trevor's got potatoes and strawberries, cabbage, carrots and tomatoes. Don't you find that wonderful, Trevor, the fact that you've actually grown the food that you're eating? Isn't it fantastic to be able to go out there and just pull some potatoes out? It's not about saving money. It probably costs you more to grow them, to be honest. Really, when you think about it, if you're buying earth or anything like that. But yeah, you can just grow them from supermarket potatoes. It's not like they've been sterilised or anything, is it? Amelia Phillips has got an allotment. How wonderful. I had one once, Amelia. I found it too hard work. It wasn't the allotment, it was the fact that I had to put all the stuff in the car and then drive over there, unload the car, walk to my particular patch and start work. It's not like it was in my garden, you know what I mean? But wonderful to be able to grow your own stuff like that. John watched Martin build the tunnel. It's like a polytunnel, that was it. Thank you, Sharon. Polytunnel, that was what it's called. Long thing where you can stand up and do sort of... They were very, very successful at that. Very successful at that. And my sister always took great pride. It's about 3 years ago now. She took great pride in showing me all the stuff that they've grown there. Yes, I've done the easiest thing to grow, I think, is probably tomatoes, especially if you buy the little plants, you know. Up in Lincolnshire, if you drive around, you often see outside people's houses there'd be a trestle table or a little table outside with tomato plants on there, a little saucer. Tomato plants, 30, 25, 30, 50 pence each. And you just take what you want and you leave your money in the saucer and no one nicks it. It's just how it is up there. No one nicks it. It's wonderful. If you can't be bothered to do it from seeds. But they're quite easy to grow from seeds as well. The other thing that I found really, really easy to grow was runner beans. Oh, my God. And you have so many of them. You don't know what to do with them in the end. I was giving them away. Runner beans, they are so easy to grow. You put them in up, they come up there like wigwam type sticks. I don't know what you call, wigwam, where it's got like the three things. Is that what it's called? I don't know. It's just three sticks like that. So grow up like it's like a wigwam tent, obviously without the tent. And they get to the top, and hundreds of runner beans there. So easy to grow. Jason's going to try them in concrete. There's probably a few bodies buried in that concrete as well. There we are. John's trying to grow potatoes here in a drum. I'm sure that will work, John. I'm sure that will work. Dr. Gregorian, when will the pubs reopen? No idea. We've got no information on that at all, I'm afraid. No information on that at all. Rachel, walk around your grass barefoot. It's called grounding. You get the earth's energy through your body. It's supposed to be good for you. So I've heard. I might try that. I might just try that, actually. Oh, well, I may well try that. Peter Paliwoda, late again. Very disappointed with you, Peter. Very, very disappointed. And at your age, I thought people, as they got older, they got up earlier. It certainly happened to me. I've started getting up very early. The older I'm getting, the earlier I seem to be getting up. I don't know what. I'm not really going to bed. Well, I suppose I am going to bed a bit more early. Normally it's like 12 o'clock now instead of 1 or 2 o'clock now, I suppose. Sean, if you put dirt in a bag of cheese and onion Monster Munch and plant it, you'll end up with loads of little bags of Monster Munch. If only. Don't you think if that was really true, I'd be straight out there with a bag of Walker's cheese and onion crisps, darling? Oh, yes, please. How are we doing on the likes? We got 9 likes so far. Lots of people joining us this morning. Good morning. I'm so glad most of you, except Mick Davenport, he's a miserable git. I'm so glad everyone else, not one single person has said they don't like the new background, except Mick, I'm a miserable git Davenport, who will have to be punished for this, I think. I really will, my darling. Off you go, Mandy. Yeah, thank you, Mandy, and also for Peter Paliwoda for being late this morning. Much pain and suffering is happening on the show today, I'm very pleased to say. Good morning to Dave Moses. You have bogey on the end of your nose, do I? Oh, my God. So I do. Oh, how long has that been there? No one said a word. Oh, you sods. How unprofessional. How can I send a bit of this into the BBC now? God's sake, man. Can I airbrush that out somehow? How awful. Oh, congratulations, LaBelle. She's here on time. Dear me. She usually pops in the last 30 seconds. Am I late? Just a little bit, love. Ooh, just a little bit. Ooh, just a little bit more. Yeah, that's the way it is. Good. Well, I'm glad you're all trying your stuff there. Glad you're all trying your stuff there. What was oh, I've just lost it now. Yes, little bags of cheese and onion crisps out there. That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Talking of food, now where are we? Talking of food and growing things, that leads us very nicely on to the Daily Mirror this morning with this story. A gardener shared a simple method to keep weeds away, right? Now, there's various ways to do this. You can do it the back-breaking way, and really you're supposed to get down on your hands and knees and pull out these weeds. There's no point in cutting them off. They come straight back. I did employ, as you know, the last show I told you about, I have employed child labour, boys and girls. I've employed child labour up at my caravan in Good Morning Maureen, in the form of great nephew Harry and great niece Evie, who were around there the other day. And I asked them to pick the weeds up. And they said no immediately until I said how much. And Evie said £10. So they got £10 each for weeding around, taking all the weeds out around my caravan. So I'm quite pleased with that. Whether or not they'll be gone by the time I get back up there, I have no idea at all. But we remain hopeful. So that's the best way to do weeds, I think, probably on your hands and knees. You can get all sorts of things, those flamethrower things, which could be useful as well. If you get any mobs of people coming towards you, get yourself a flamethrower or a taser. I'm a big fan of tasers. We like tasers very much, boys and girls. Yes, keep back, back. That's what we need, tasers and flamethrowers. The zombie attack is, how do you know? These people that have had the virus, maybe you have, maybe I have. Some of us don't know it was so mild. In some. Unfortunately, with other people, a little bit more serious, as we well know. 40,000 more serious. Dreadful. But you don't know. Perhaps in years to come, this will start affecting people because they say that it affects your body. And there might be, in a couple of years' time, suddenly there's all these zombies around. All these zombies. I mean, you can have a look, actually, and see zombies actually in action by looking at some of the other shows on YouTube. Dreadful to hear. Dreadful. People with about as much personality as the back end of a bee. But with hundreds of thousands of viewers. I mean, what am I doing wrong? For God's sake. Dreadful. That's what we want, a flamethrower. Anyway, that's the sort of thing you're looking at for doing proper weeding. But in the Daily Mirror, if you haven't got that money, that web stuff people put down on the garden as well to stop the weeds coming up, not a particularly cheap thing. You're looking at maybe 20, 30 quid. A lot of people haven't got £30 to spend. Well, here's a cheaper way of doing it. It says most of us want a pristine-looking garden without having to put in the hours of work to achieve it. Now, I don't like a pristine garden. I don't like everything is all perfect and cut edges and all that. It looks nice, don't get me wrong, but my personal opinion is I like it a bit rough and ready. A little bit like this show. Which will probably mean it never gets any further. But there we are. One of the most frustrating jobs is to painstakingly pick out the weeds by hand. Thank you very much to great nephew Harry and Evie for just £20. I've had all my caravan weeded. Child labour, that's what it is. As we sit hunched over on our knees, only for them to pop back up again later on. Weed barrier fabric, which is the material I was telling you about there, can solve the problem, but it can be expensive to do, especially if you've got a lot of space to cover. Thankfully, one woman has devised a cost-effective way to stop weeds sprouting up and shared the advice to the home cleaning tips and tips group on Facebook. I'm just wondering, actually, one of my friends, he's a lord. And he lives in a big mansion. I think in, where does he live now? Surrey. I think Surrey somewhere. He's a big lord. And he's I wonder how he deals with his weeds, though. I mean, the garden there, he's got to be on a tractor, one of those tractors to cut the grass. Takes him half a day. That's how big his place is. He's actually building a railway around it at the moment. If only I had the space to do that, dear. One of those that you sit on. Not as in get up into a carriage. You put your leg over it, a bit like it would be a little bit like riding a large dog. I expect some of you have ridden a few dogs in your times. I certainly have. But stop it now. Thankfully, one woman has devised a cost-effective way to stop the weeds from sprouting out. Here's an idea for you. Rather than forking out on expensive chemicals and fabrics, all you need is a few old newspapers to get the job done. And I gotta say, there's a picture of this. It's a bit unsightly. I will say that. She wrote, put a newspaper over the dirt 3 to 4 pages thick and cover it with mulch. The newspaper will prevent any grass and weed seeds from germinating, but unlike fabric, it will decompose after 18 months or so. By that time, any grass and weed seeds that had been present in the soil will be dead. Oh, you could try this on people, couldn't you? You know. Have a look at your other half now. Go on, have a look at them. Had enough of them, have you? Wait till they go to sleep and just cover them with newspaper and put mulch on the top. Bye-bye. I mean, when they cut the body apart and stick things in it to find out the reason why they died, they never know. And what are they going to say anyway? Well, there seems to be a lot of newspaper. Yeah, I was reading one in bed. Oh, right, okay. The story goes on, it's green, it's cheaper than fabric, and when you decide to remove or redesign the bed later on, you will not have the headache you would with fabric. So, I mean, that's an idea, isn't it? I would never have thought of that. The paper, I mean, it wouldn't decompose immediately, would it? And you'd have to, this would be like a seed bed. Obviously not on the lawn. Not on the lawn, on the seed bed. So cover it with newspaper. But then you've got to, like, leave it for, like, or maybe you can cut holes in the paper and put shrubs in those holes. Although I think I'd put the shrubs in first and then go around the shrubs with bits of newspaper and then put like mulch on the top. I don't know what sort of mulch. You've got bits of grass cuttings or something like that. So that could be a good idea, couldn't it? How do you get your weeds out? Any of you that have got gardens, how do you get your weeds out at all? How do you do that? Adam says, talking of young people to help out my neighbour who's 15... Talking of using young people to help out, my neighbour's son, who is 15, wants to be a firefighter, is going around the area doing gardening and odd jobs so he can save up to get the qualification. I thought you was going to say then, Adam, that... I was reading that and I thought you were going to say, talking to young people to help my neighbour out who's 15, wants to be a firefighter. I thought you were going to say then, goes round to people's houses looking for small fires to put out. I'm on fire most of the time. A lot of people try and put out my fire and they won't. Believe me, they won't. They try it. Certain people try and put my fire out. You mustn't let that happen. If there's something you love doing, right, and you'll have it, you'll know exactly what I mean. There are certain people, perhaps, in your life who constantly try and put out your little flicker of flame. Don't let them do it. Ignore them and carry on, and that's it. That's how to do. Peter Palawoda wants a flamethrower. Rachel digs her weed up. Compo Crisp, that's not a bad one. Compo Crisp. Chris ready? Adam says, the boy wanted £20 to completely overhaul the garden. He did an absolutely fantastic job, giving everything we did, cut the grass beautifully, so I gave him 30. Good lad, Adam. I would have done exactly the same thing. I would have done exactly the same thing. He spent 3 hours on it. £10 an hour? That's not bad, is it? It's all right for a young lad. £10 an hour? That's very fair. Very fair indeed. I would have done the same as you, Adam. If they do a good job, give them a little bit more money. Absolutely. Absolutely. Analog Restoration. Good morning to you, sir. Analog Restoration. These weed burners are useless but good for starting barbecues. Yeah, that and a can of petrol. Very useful. Have you ever seen that on the... There's plenty of YouTube videos on people trying to do a barbecue with petrol. Don't do it. For God's sake, or paraffin or something like that. Have you seen how much they chuck on? They're standing there. There's a little flame flickering like that. They haven't even got the sense to measure a little bit out and go over with it. They stand there with the entire petrol thing and chuck it on. Blimmin' idiots. I'm sure I must have done that when I was in the Scouts at some point with paraffin. We had those little burners, you know, where you pump the thing up and then you light the thing at the top and usually whoosh, flames everywhere. There we were, all standing there, group of 13-year-old boys. Huh, what do we do now? Oh, great fun there, great fun. What else have we got there? Right, we're talking about, I'll weed your garden, Chris. Employ me, says Peter. Oh, come on, Peter, you're over 70. You'll pull out 2 weeds and have to have a bleeding rest, wouldn't you? Oh, my back. If you've ever had a bad back, don't worry. I know what that's like. Believe me, I know what that's like. Not a joking matter at all, having a bad back. is it? Or any sort of illness, actually. We do try to have a little bit of a laugh here, but it's not good. Not good. Right, talking of garden things, what about frogs? Anyone get frogs in the garden? Ribbit, ribbit. They jumped. They're not going to jump like that. I've had frogs in the garden, and I try and look after them. They usually seem to move in to a bucket of water. I kid you not. They move into a bucket of water, and for a while you see them, and then they either disappear or the last one I had just died in a bucket of water. And I went to look at it in this bucket of water, as it was there. It was usually at the top, waiting for an insect. There's this frog. That's the noise of the frog's mouth. I don't actually know if that frog makes that noise with its mouth, but I'm just guessing. There was that poor little frog out there. You must look after frogs, boys and girls. Very important to eat insects. Better than disinfect insect spray. Much better to get a few frogs in. Like that they are. And its little feet were up there, bless it. And I looked at it for a while and I thought, should I feed this frog? What do you feed a frog? Yeah, I don't really want to go around the garden. Do they eat worms like birds? There was a very proud robin that comes into my garden. And it pulled out a worm the other day. I don't know how it found it. I didn't see any worms anywhere. Pulled out this worm from the ground and then flew off with it. You know, without even paying me. Oh dear, we can't afford to give away free food, dear. What do you think this is? A registered charity? Dear me. Off it went with its little worm. No, that was not the frog. That was the bird. Frogs, of course, don't fly. Just want to point that out. Except flying frogs. Do they have flying frogs? They have flying squirrels, as mentioned on the show the other day. I don't know if they got flying frogs. So there it was, in the bucket. And every day I'd go and visit. Hello, how are you today? You know, and it just sat there looking at me with its little paws up like that, or whatever they are, feet sort of up like that, and its mouth like that, and its eyes just peering out the top of the water. And then one day I went out there, and I thought, oh, it's not there. Where's the frog gone? I thought perhaps it's gone and found another home somewhere else. And I picked up the bucket of water, and as I chucked it out, oh, dead frog. So why did it die? Maybe there weren't enough insects around. I knew I should have fed that frog. What would you feed a frog? Porridge? Bits of porridge? Bits of bread? I don't know. I don't know what they eat. I ain't got time to go round catching flies. God's sake, man. I'm busy sitting here doing this show. Yeah, I'm going to go around catching flies or something like that. Although my my handheld vacuum cleaner is very good at that. Oh, yes. I've got one of the old... It's about... Ooh, it must be about 8 years old now. My sister got it one year for a Christmas present. One of the posh ones. You know, the posh one. Oh, yes, dear. One of the posh ones. And that's very, very good at getting flies and things like that. Oh, Matt Joplin's just texted in. My cat terrorises frogs. Cats love it. Oh, cats love doing stuff like that. Birds, frogs, anything like that. Even large Alsatians. Have you ever seen a small cat terrorising a large Alsatian? It's hilarious. The Alsatian don't know what to do. Cat's not going to back down, mate. You must be joking. The cat is not going to back down, ever. I was at my mate's house last night for a cup of tea, and he's got 5 cats. And they all got individual personalities. Oh, it's wonderful. The latest addition is a white cat, which is, what's he called it? He named it after a perfume. Let me think. Ralph, there's Lauren, there's Louis, there's Vuitton, Chanel. Chanel number 5. It's, honestly, he calls them all after things like that. Chanel. And she's off her head. She's cheeky. She's really cheeky and completely on another planet. Each cat has its own personality. This one, she's cheeky and she's crafty. You can see it in her face. As she's going around the garden, she's about a year old now. As she's going around the garden, she's looking for something to do. She's looking for something. She's naughty. That's the word, naughty. She's naughty. She's constantly looking for something to do. And if you call her, she runs over the garden and then hides underneath some of the garden furniture. Then there's Ralph. He's beautiful. He's a ragdoll cat. And he walks around like he owns the place. He does. He's quite a large cat. You wouldn't want to have a row with him. And he's just nice. He's a boy cat. He's just nice. You know, never ever moans at me. Always comes over and has a little bit of a cuddle. Doesn't jump on my lap, but, you know, he'll have a stroke. He'll come to you for a stroke. There's Lauren. Lauren's a proper lady. She's a nice cat. Very friendly. And then there's Louis. He's just daft. He walks around like he couldn't care less. Doesn't care about anyone or anything. Just walks up. And when he wants to go to sleep, he just flops down wherever he is and goes to sleep. We might have got disconnected then. Did we get disconnected? I think you lost us for a moment or two. I got a little message up on my screen there. Yeah, the white kitten is the naughty one. Running around. That Ralph, who's the big cat, is scared of the little one. She hides from him. She hides from him. She sees him coming, then she hides somewhere, and then when he walks past, she launches herself at him. And he could rip her apart. She don't care. Little white kitten it is. Hilarious. But they like chasing things. The white one likes chasing things. So I see where you're coming from there, Matt, with the frog. But I don't know what you would feed a frog. Perhaps I should have fed it. I don't know. Let's just scroll up there a little bit and see what we say. Yeah, we had a little bit of freezing there. Only went on for a couple of seconds there. I did notice we got cut off there for some reason on there. But we're still here. There is a flying frog called Wallace. Flying frog. They are found in Borneo. There you go. A flying frog. Scary. Flying frogs. Did the frog drown? The frog drowned, says Mandy. Perhaps. Morning, Michael Lawrence. The frog died because he couldn't get out of the bucket. I get them in my fish pond. Really? Is that why? What was it doing in a bucket then? It was in there for ages. Was in there for ages. Isn't that strange? Very strange and mysterious. Diane, it needed a rock to sit on. They can't just stay in water. Oh, well, you see, I'm finding out stuff now. Morning, George. Morning, Ant. Jason Hughes, you're absolutely right. What is the point of gas barbecues? You might as well cook food in the kitchen cooker. I totally agree with you, Jason. I don't get it either. Why go to all that effort of buying a bottle of gas, carrying the thing in, because they're heavy, aren't they? Carrying the thing in, connecting it and doing it all outside, when you might as well just be in the kitchen. Makes no difference. If you're going to do a barbecue, then get the charcoal and do it all properly. Good morning to Vecthelion. Morning to you. Long time no see. Welcome back to the show there. Ant says there's only one barbecue, and that's a non-gas one. Correct. A gas barbecue is just an outside oven, says Anne. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Have you just worked it out, Dave? Mad as a bunch. It's a shame it's not the 80s, Dave, really. I think I could have got a job on Capital alongside someone like Kenny Everett. Would never be allowed now. Oh, can't do that. You haven't mentioned the station name and the time enough times. Dear me, how boring is that? Sean, drink 5 pints of cider and wee on the weeds. It doesn't kill them, but they do fall over after about 24 hours. Very good. Very good. Right, let's see. How are we doing on the likes? Remember, we want 19 likes today, boys and girls. And I've got an excellent selection of videos and photographs sent in. We've got 18 likes at the moment, so just one more like. Now, I mentioned frogs because there's a story in the mail today. Cane toads. Now, our friend Michael Pullman, who's in Australia, will tell you all about cane toads. They were brought over into Australia at some point in the past to control something. I can't remember what it was. Michael will probably be able to tell you what they were brought over to control. Maybe an insect of some sort or a snake. I don't know. But nevertheless, they were brought over into Australia and they bred like wildfire. And it's a bit of a problem in Australia. But in the Daily Mail today, it says, first, murderous hornets, which we've talked about extensively on this show. Then giant lizards. And now, Americans are being terrorised by toxic monster toads. And as I say, it's something they've had in Australia, a problem for a while now. because they were brought in. They weren't native. Cane toads. Cane toads are surfacing in southern Florida after heavy rainfall brought them out to their burrows, brought them out of their burrows and provided them with optimal breeding grounds. These amphibians are covered in warts, a little bit like some of you watching the show today, grow up to 6 inches and have large glands on their shoulder right behind the eye that are filled with milky white toxins. Sounds like the stuff that was coming out of one of my potatoes the other day. I had to chuck them all away, didn't I? Potatoes, there was all this white stuff oozing out of them. They stank or went off rotten from the inside out. A little bit like myself, perhaps. It says, although generally harmless to humans, these creatures can be deadly to a curious dog that attempts to lick or bite the toad. We all like a bit of licking, don't we? We do, don't we? Come on, don't lie to me. I know you like a little bit of licking, don't you? I think maybe if I am reincarnated, I'd like to come back as an ice cream. Every part of me would be licked. Oh, how wonderful. Such a long time ago now. Anyway, officials have received numerous reports in the past of canines suffering convulsions, loss of coordination or heart attack after coming in contact with a cane toad. The cane toad is an invasive species that originates from Central and South America. They were introduced to Florida several times between the 30s and the 1950s as a form of biological pest control, at least in the early years, which is exactly what the Australians did. And they wish they hadn't now, I think. Officials believe that the wild cane toads may also have come to the US after escaping pet importers in the 1950s. They usually make their homes in urbanised areas on agricultural lands, but can be found in floodplains and swamps. So there we are. I mean, they don't look ugly. I mean, they do look like they're covered with something, but I don't find things ugly, really. You know, what is ugly? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know, just because an animal doesn't look like you want it to look like doesn't mean it's ugly. Like people. Just because someone doesn't look like, I don't know, a Beyonce or Mark Wright from The Only Way is Essex, that doesn't mean they're ugly, does it? The colouring on the toads range from tan to reddish brown. Dark brown can sometimes be grey, and its skin is covered in warts and dark spots line the toad's back. So they got a bit of a problem with those there. I don't think it was a cane toad that was in my bucket, to be honest. I don't think it was a cane toad in my bucket, but it could have been done. It could have been. Michael Pullman, I don't like toads, but they are good to practice golf with. Oh, Michael. Oh, that's evil. But we catch them and put them in the freezer. What, alive? Oh, no, not alive. That's horrible. You put them in the freezer alive. What a nasty person you are, dear. Morning to John Aitken. There's Roy Brownlow. Yes, Roy won a mug. And what did he win the mug for? Can't even remember. Roy won a mug on Sunday. And it's arrived smashed to pieces. Absolutely smashed to pieces. I'm really and I had a feeling this was going to start happening. Right? That's why it took me so long to bring mugs on. It's funny, isn't it? I've sent 3 out so far. That's the only one so far that's got smashed. So we're going to try and send another one. It depends if I've got a big enough box, but we might try and send another one today if I've got a big enough box. Because I'd love to go a better one there. Have we got more likes now? Okay. We've got a few more likes now. Let me just see if anyone's talking about what we were just talking about there. Mick Davenport loves licking. It's a shame that Mandy doesn't, really, isn't it? Coco Bungie, good morning to you. Hello, Mr. Coco Bungie. What was last night? Was it Wednesday last night, wasn't it? Wednesday last night. Glad you all enjoyed the quiz, incidentally. We had a new quiz player this week. Excuse me. Millions of people are with us at the moment, my darling.
Oh, okay. I'll call you after.
I'll call you soon after the show, thank you. Would you like to wave to them? Just a minute, he's just doing his hair. When you're ready.
How's that?
Ready? Okay. Say hello, dear. Oh, that's how they're seeing you. They can now see you, dear. Well, say something then. Oh, Christ, the runway's lit up, is it? Oh, there we are.
Hello. Hello.
We were just talking about Chanel number 5, the kitten. Oh, please. Bye-bye. Oh, dear. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Soft porn on this channel. Oh, that's it now. I'll be taken off air. Oh, it's off stream. We'll be taken off stream now, won't we? I got a little message here from a lady who joined us for the quiz for the first time. Anne. There we go. Anne. Let's have a look. There we are. Anne. Anne Butler, who looks like she's in Devon somewhere, a lovely part of the country, who writes her first time quizzing with you, and we had a wonderful evening. Can't wait for next week. So much. Love your sense of humour, and she loves the piano playing. And I think she must have been possibly a fan of Les Dawson years ago. She likes my piano playing. It's quite amateur, isn't it, as you well know. So thanks very much for that, Anne. I don't know if you're with us this morning and are trying this out. Lots of people saying hello to Ronnie there. And there we are. Victafalon, let me wave to you there. Let me wave to you there. Michael, that's what the environmental people do. That's the only humane way to cull them. Is that right? Roy, can I not just send you... I've got some super glue. Is that... Or can I send you some tape? Can you not put it together yourself? Oh, you're one of those blokes that does DIY, aren't you? Surely. John met his wife in a restaurant last year. She had frog's legs and chicken breasts, but a lovely personality. Very good. Very, very good. All right. Okie doke. We got lots of likes there. Thank you very much for the likes. So I've got some stuff to show you this morning. And straight after that, we will do this week's Super Chatter raffles. So first of all, where are we going first? Let's do Mick's photos first. Mick sent in a couple of photos. Let me just bring up the story that he sent with us. Come on, where's that story now? Mick. I've got so many emails here. Can't keep up, dear. Oh, I can't find it now. But anyway, Mick's recently made this beautiful looking apple strudel. Apple strudel. Look at this. Oh, now I do like that. Perfect cut there, incidentally, Mick. Once again, you impress us with your baking skills. Mick Davenport is indeed head of baking on this channel, boys and girls. Oh, look at that. That's a very small portion, Mick. I'm so sorry, Mick. I have to object to that. Now, you see, I thought that was it. That's an individual portion, isn't it? Or it would have been on my plate. Or perhaps if that's a little bit too much for someone, you could just have half of it. I mean, half of it would do. Now, that looks more like a portion to me. The one at the bottom. The one at the bottom looks like a portion of apple strudel to me. This picture here, I mean, I'm sorry, I can barely see it. Where is it? Have you got mice living there and you feed the mice as well, perhaps? Is that what it is there? Thanks very much for that, Mick. We've also got something here from Mr. Steve Murray. Steve Murray, who sends in this picture on the show. There we are. Known as Lazy Dog. This is Lola Murray, a little picture he thought he'd share. Look at it. It's just sitting there waiting to be fed, isn't it? Although if it was, if it's a dog, as soon as you start shaking like a box of, I don't know, dog biscuits or something, they come running, don't they? Cats, no, not always. With cats, sometimes you have to feed them. You say, come on, do you want a cat? And the cat sort of opens as it's laying there. The cat's laying there like that, innit? Come on, Tiddles. Come on, Tiddles. Dinner time. Oh, is it? How long have I been asleep now? Come on, Tiddles. You've been asleep now for 12 hours. Oh, well. Oh, I can't really be bothered. Can you bring them? Can you bring it over to me? Can you bring it? And you realise the cat's not coming. So then you take the food over, right? And the cat, it just lifts its head up. Can you bring it a bit closer? They can't be bothered, can they? Not like dogs. The box of biscuits goes, shake, shake, and they're there, aren't they? A little bit like great nieces and great nephews, actually. They're like that in the Burger King. Great niece Evie, we were at Haven Holiday once, and she spotted the sheep. That she spotted the sweet shop in the entertainment complex. Uncle Chris, can we get some sweets? Then grabs my arm and literally is dragging. This was I think it was 5 or 6 at the time. Grabbed my hand and started dragging me towards the sweet shop, to the great amusement of my nephew and his wife. Thank you very much for that, Steve. Claire, on the subject of the dog there, let's just bring that up again for you. There you go. Claire, Layla is adorable. My golden retriever is the same. Loves being upside down. And Vecthelion says, my Canadian shepherd, she is the same. She just sits there and lays around. Mick Davenport loves the dog pictures there. Anything you want to send in, you know what to do, boys and girls. Mandy says it's a lovely dog as well. There we go. Is it the dog version of Babe Station? Well, if it was Mick, you'd be on it, mate. I'm sorry, you walk into your own jokes sometimes, dear. You walk into your own jokes. Absolutely. Okay. Right. So that's the dog there. We've also got a selection of videos to show you this morning. First of all, from Tezza. I did say if you want to sort of film or just take a picture, want to know what you look out onto most of the time. Perhaps outside, you know, when you open your front door, what's out there? Nothing that would give away where you are. You don't want people knowing your address or anything like that. Okay? What have you got outside your front door? And Tezza has sent in a little video here of his of what's outside his front door. Here we go. There's no audio on this, just a little bit of noise as things come past. I think that grass needs a blooming good water, doesn't it? But there we are. Okay. It's not bad there, is it, eh? Not bad at all. Seems a fairly quiet road. Look, a little bit of a housing estate over there, but looks quite nice there. I can't remember exactly where that is, but it's up on the northeast somewhere. So thanks very much for that, Tezza. And we've also got a couple of videos this morning sent in by Gavin Bass, who's probably with us there somewhere this morning. And Gavin has also added audio. Very professional, Gavin. Very professional. Gavin's also added audio for this. First of all, Gavin's front garden.
Okay then, I'll do a little picture video of the front garden. Got pots there that are empty. That's empty. A little mushroom there. Little gate, obviously it goes into the back garden. Trees here. Little rockery sort of bit with a garden. And then obviously got a grass, trees here and here. Some more trees there. Lights. There's some more of those little plants again that we had in the back garden. Some of that stuff. That and that. A little bit there. And we got, I think that's a yucca. Is it a yucca tree? Something like that. We've got here, this bit here is more lights, artificial stuff there, and light, and that's the front bit. Obviously grass, hedge, you don't want to see hedge. Next door's garden. Bench. A bench. Not sure what that is, but it's a bit dead. Looks a bit dead to me. Not sure what it is. Anyway, I'll leave you with that.
Thank you for that, Gavin. I don't know, was that film looking all right to you? Because it looks all right on there, but over here that was kind of getting stuck on my monitor. Was that looking okay too? Because I've got another video from him as well. Maybe if I just close that and reopen it. and let's see if that will work. Because I was unable to monitor that while that was going out to you for some reason. Don't know why. Looks, as I say, it looks all right on the monitor, but wasn't coming in all right there. Did that look all right to you? Let's see what you're saying. I'll try and play the other one for you. I think he sent that over in a slightly different format there, which is possibly why that was doing that. But let's try again. It was glitchy. It was skipping there, was it? Was that skipping? Yeah, it looked like it was skipping. But that looks all right now. I'm okay, aren't I? Yes, I'm okay. Looking, what's open widget? Now, what's a widget? Error. Okay. Right, I don't know why that particular video was giving us problems. Looks all right now, though, doesn't it? Yeah, that's fine now. Okay, well, let's try the other one that he sent in as well. He's also done a video of the back garden as well. So let's see how this one comes out, all right?
Hello then everybody, here's a nice little video of my garden. Here we have then the pond with the wishing well and the nice little sort of like trees, and that some of them are artificial trees, some of them are real trees. Got a nice little boy and girl there. Some stuff on here, I don't know what they are. Bird table, little squirrel. There's some more bits there. Then we swing around. Another little plant there. A little umbrella and the clock that needs a new battery in it. Don't know if you can hear me very well because of the wind. I've got my little lapel microphone on. This here, I think this used to have figs on it, I think. And we got the trees, some more artificial stuff, fence obviously, back round to the pond, a little table, then we go this way, another little bench, some things there, some more of those little plants, not sure what they are, that massive tree, table, and some more artificial stuff, this little tree here, not sure what that is, maybe somebody will know what that is. As I said, that one there, tortoise in there, little bench, another tree, conservatory, Christmas tree, that is, and then the little ball for the dog at the bench, wishing well. I think that's a weeping willow, not sure, it looks like a weeping willow to me. Mushrooms, little bits, and we've got this here, not sure what that is, I think it's a something, I think it's an orchid, is it, or something like that, I'm not sure.
So there we are. Thanks so much, Gavin. So that white flower there is a something. I want to get one of the something plants. Lovely, Gavin. Thanks very much. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll hold on to the first video you sent and we'll try that again tomorrow, see if it works tomorrow. Okay, I don't know why that wasn't playing out there properly. It was glitching a bit there. I could see it on my monitor there. It was getting a little bit like that. As soon as it come back to me, it was all right again. So possibly something to do with that thing there. All right, so let me just refresh that. See if I can get... No, I've got an error message now. Oh, am I all right? Do I look all right to you? I think I'm all right, aren't I? That seems to be all right. Open widget. Open widget. Not enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Oh, it was just that one, though, wasn't it? Seems to be all right now. Excellent. Dave Moses says you could be the new presenter of Gardener's World. Is that something you'd like to do, Gavin? Gardener's World? Lots of people saying you're a good video there. Peter, I like the back garden. Alan says if it fits and looks good, get it. Absolutely, absolutely, Alan. That's how I did my garden, Alan. That's how I did mine. Over a period of time, I went to the garden centre. Oh, I like that, and put it in. I don't know what half of mine are called, to be honest. But I do want to get a something plant. I want to get a something plant. Claire loves the garden. Love the way you haven't got a clue what any of the plants are. Doesn't matter, does it? Vectathian likes it. Mandy likes it. Alan likes it. There you go. Christopher likes it. Look, wonderful, wonderful, excellent. There we are. Good. So that's it. Now, learn it. We will. Good. All right. Shall we do our garden? Shall we do our super chatter raffle, boys and girls? Shall we? We've been running raffle. No more tickets for now. Okay. We've been running a super chatter raffle. Every time someone sends us a £1 tip, I give them a free raffle tickets. And now on a Thursday, we have a raffle every week for those super chatter people. So here we go. Here are our super chatter tickets, boys and girls. Nothing in my hands. There will be no cheating ever. You will be able to see exactly what's happening. Same as the Monday raffle. You can always see what's happening. Probably better on this one because we've got the see-through glass. Done that, thank you, John. Well, we've got the see-through glass jar. Although it's a bit, to be honest, I could be going a bit up a bit here. I think my seat's at its highest level there. I'll have to bring a cushion in next week, I think, and be able to do this. All right, so here we go, gang. Let's just get my drum roll ready there. Here we go. Who's going to win? The white flower is Oh, blimey. What's that? Azanti Shire Atopia or something. I don't know what it is. Jason, if I'd send you a video of my garden, but you know what a scrapyard looks like, says Jason. This is actually more awkward getting them like this. Than the other way. Okay, let's just give them a good mix up there and see who's going to win our selection of prizes, which I hope I will be able to post to you today, boys and girls. All right. There we go. Swinging these around now. Swinging them around. Okay. Right, give them a mix up from the bottom upwards as well. There we go. Oh dear. There's got to be an easier way of doing this, isn't there, when you think about it? Right. Right, okay. Let's play the drum roll and see who's going to win this today, boys and girls. One ticket's coming out now. There we go. Have we got one ticket? One ticket. Okay. One ticket, and it's ticket number 3365 is the ticket number. The name on the back is Chris W. Ticket number 365. Who's Chris W? Do you know, I don't even know who that is. Chris W. Who's 365? Is it Chris Woodhouse? It must be Chris Woodhouse. Is it? He'll claim it, and let's see if he claims it. 365, Chris W. Why have I only got a W on the back? How many Chris's have we got on here? There's only me and him, isn't there? As far as I know. Chris W, 365? Is that you? If you're still there. Let's see if they claim that. All right? All these tickets now go into here. They go into here, and they are also entered into our once a month super draw, which is always at the end of the month, which will be Tuesday the 30th. That will be the morning show, Tuesday the 30th. So I'll put those in here. Okay, oh, hang on. Down there. And we have once again an empty jar. Christopher Woodhouse, it was you, was it? I did wonder. Congratulations. Congratulations and celebrations. Well, I tell everyone that I'm in love. No, not really, actually, but there we are. Well done, Chris. Congratulations. congratulations. You have actually got... you sent quite a few super chats this week, if I rightly remember. Wasn't there a 10 quid one as well? I think you put in there. So congratulations on that one, Chris. 365. There's our winner. You all saw it pulled out there. Good. So I've got a selection of prizes to send you. Could you email me your full postal address? And I will put those in the post for you. Okay? Email me your full postal address and I shall stick those... stick those in the post for you, possibly this afternoon. I've just got to see if I've got a big enough box. All right, excellent. Well done, Chris. Lots of people wishing you congratulations. Daniel says 365. That's a bus I get to Mum's, and it was Chris Woodhouse what won it. Look at that. There you go. Lots of people wishing you congratulations there. They're a nice bunch on here when someone wins something. There were some people on here months ago who seemed to be quite upset when they didn't win, but now everyone congratulates people when they win, and that's a nice thing. That's a really nice thing there. Okay, congratulations, Chris. All right. Okie doke, boys and girls. Second prize is a week in Chris's caravan. I'm sorry, Paul and Luke, that will not be happening. I will not be renting my caravan. My nephew keeps threatening to rent out my caravan if I don't turn up there at some point. He said, I've just had a family move in. £300 a week or whatever it is. Actually, it's more than that. £300 a week. Have you seen some of the prices that Haven charges? Especially, have a look. Have a look. And it changes dramatically throughout the year. As Claire will tell you this. Claire knows this. If you go in August with your family, you could be looking at £1,000 to rent a caravan. Go in February, March, 150 quid. That's when we go. Oh, it don't matter about the weather, for God's sake. They've all got central heating and that. Well done. Can we see the tree to talk to, Chris? It'd probably be more interesting than me to talk to if I'm honest about it, John. A lot of people are not nice, Alan. A lot of people are not nice. And then you get people who think that that someone isn't nice. And I've had this before. They get people that they think isn't nice when actually they're doing humour and the other person doesn't get it. You know? I said on the show yesterday, we touched on this yesterday, I'm not going to go into it, but I am always greatly amused by any humour whatsoever. I can see funniness in anything. And I think actually there's a couple of people on here who are like that. Sean Pye's one, he can see amusement in everything. That's a little private thing with me and Sean there. I can see he sees amusement in almost everything that goes on around us. I really can. But other people wouldn't see it. So, oh, you're being really nasty. No, I'm not. I'm not. No, I can see humour in everything. And when you see these old school comedians, great people, I think, like Stan Boardman, Jim Davidson, who's the really fat one? What was his name? Bernard Manning. Oh, my God. Hilarious. And he used to do all those gay jokes and all these jokes about people. Am I offended? No. It's a joke. Take a joke. If you're offended, you're looking for offence. You're going to be offended and you won't have a very nice life because all you want to do is point out people's what you think is something wrong all the time. No, I see great humour in everything. I've never once been offended by someone doing some sort of gay joke. I mean, so you love it in Belushi's. That was like a straight bar. I used to get the lads in there come up and slap my bum and saying, "You're right, you old puff." No problem with that at all. Enjoyed the slap. Thank you very much. Chris, send me your full postal address. Also, if any of you want to send in a little video or pictures of anything at all, send them through and I'll put them on the system for the next show. All right? I will try and show you Gavin's first video again tomorrow. I won't do it now because, we've tried it once. Why are we doing it again? It'd be a bit like that. So I'll try Gavin's first video again for you tomorrow. Okay? Dave Allen, Mr. Medio, mate. Oh, Dave Allen. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Was that the one? Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. He used to be on that stall smoking a cigarette and he had a whiskey in his hand, did he? He was great, Dave Allen. Religious jokes. Priest jokes. Hilarious. Oh, talking of priest jokes, Shania sent me a video this morning. Hilarious. It's a priest. Rachel, you'll know. It's a priest Okay, I'll see if I can find it again. It's a priest, and he's doing on an altar. Actually, I don't think it is. I think it's a vicar. Big difference, dear. Big difference. He comes on the altar. Shocking, really. He comes on the altar and he goes da da da, but he don't do the hip thing. You know, da 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 da. You don't do that. Old people can't do. When I say old people, anyone above 23 can't do that. 25, push it up. 25. They can't do the hip movement. It's only the young lads, 18 to, well, actually earlier than that, I would say. Let's see, the really young lads can't do it, as in little boys. They can't do it. It's the group, I would say, 16 to 24, 25. They can do this hip music. Hip move. I can't do it. I've tried so much looking in the mirror at myself, which I don't do on a regular occasion. Regular occurrence. I want to point that out. There is a certain hip movement. I'm going to do it now. Sod it. Hang on a minute. Let's go to camera 2, boys and girls. Right. I'm gonna. You'll notice I've got these tracksuit bottoms on here. Okay. Right. Hang on a minute. Let me just tidy myself up for you. So they do this thing and they go da 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 da. I can't do it. It's the age group of younger lads who can do this dance and no one else can do it. I saw a bloke on there and he was decent looking. He was decent looking, about 30. He obviously went down the gym, did a bit of running and all that. And he's no, can't do the hip movement. Not one single one of them can do it. It's this group. And the girls can't do it either. Sorry, ladies, you can't do it. The older people can't do it. The younger, there's a group in the middle there somewhere. 16 to 24, 25, they can do this hip movement that no one else can do. Why is that? Is it like your bones have grown to a point where you can't do something, or there's a certain flexibility that you've got at that age that you haven't got anymore? Strange, isn't it? Peter said Dave Allen had a price on his head once. Is that right? With the IRA, I suppose. Yeah, you see, didn't get the joke. It's just a joke. It's all it is, a joke. Mr. Media Mate grew up watching Dave Allen, had many of his... It's hilarious. He was so funny. Anyway, that was specially for you there, Rachel. I can't do it. John says we've perfected the TikTok dance. John, send it in. Send it in, John. We'll tell you whether you've perfected it or not, my friend. The Goons, Roy's mentioned. I don't think many of us really know the Goons, to be honest, Roy. I don't really. I know of them, of course. Great comedians, but I didn't really watch them. Dave Allen always dusted his knee. That's right. Terry Wogan used to grab knees, didn't he? John's got Dave Allen DVD. Very funny. Doctor Who jokes as well. I don't remember the Doctor Who jokes. Dave Moses, terrible name to call Chris there, Jason. What's he called me there? LaBelle. Ha! Old puff. That's me. I'm quite happy with that. Oh, you get all the left-wing lovey gays, don't you? Oh, you shouldn't call yourself that. Well, I have. I call myself what I want. Thanks very much. You call yourself what you want. How about no sense of humour? That one, do you? Dear me. Got to laugh at life. Got to laugh at life. Otherwise, it's a very sad thing, dear. I'll tell you that now. Daniel, the earliest humour I laughed at was about 5. Steptoe and son divided we stand. Yes. John Singh, Jim Davidson, Freddie Starr live, both hilarious. I almost wet myself with laughter. No, but that's not laughter. That's a little medical condition that you've got, John. I've told you before, it's all right here. We're all sort of on age. We don't mind talking about that sort of thing. You know, you can get men tenor pads or something like that, I think they're called. Or if you can't get one of those, they do adult nappies. They do adult nappies, John. Just get yourself one of those. It's not that you're laughing, John. It's just a little bit of a medical thing that some of us get when we get older. I expect Peter Paliwoda's got exactly the same problem as you, my love. But it's okay. We can talk about these things. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't be embarrassed, John. You know, if I thought this was embarrassing you in the slightest, I wouldn't mention it in front of the millions of people that we have joining this show every day. No time. Absolutely millions, dear. Millions and millions all over the world. Vectathlon, same here. I'm a joker. And if something hurts my feelings, I can explain what it does with me. If people would talk and listen more, the world would be better. The world is not enough. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, I feel a song coming on. Rachel, do I not owe you a song from yesterday? I finished the show yesterday and I thought, hang on a minute, do I owe Rachel a song? Do I owe you a song from yesterday, Rachel, that I said I was going to... Please let me know if I do, because I think I might owe you a song today. Jasper Carrot is funny, yes. And who's the Scottish bloke? Oh, my God, hilarious. He did this thing about religion once. I can't remember what it was now. The Scottish bloke. He's got Alzheimer's, hasn't he? Or Parkinson's, one of those two. Very sad. Great Scottish entertainer as well. I thought so. What do you want, Rachel? Within reason. Power ballads are pretty my sort of thing, really. Power ballad, maybe, something like that. Is Gary Rodriguez watching this morning, Gary? Morning, Gary. He's gorgeous. Morning, Gary. Thank you, Chris. I've got your postal address there. Billy Connolly. Thank you, Alan. Very, very... We like the old school entertainers. You see, I don't like the new ones. Keith Lemon. I'm sorry. He leaves me dry. Keith Lemon. I mean, what's that about? And these panel shows that they have on the telly now where they're trying to be funny, even including things like A Question of Sport. I'm sorry. It's just not doing it for me. It's a new sense of let's not offend anyone type humour. And it's just, quite frankly, boring. It is. Billy Connolly, very, very funny. Rachel's going to leave it up to me today. Oh, Rachel, I don't know what to sing. Suggestions of what song you want me to sing today. All right. Okay. Is the chat playing up now? Is it? Seems to be all right. No one's complained about the chat today. Perhaps YouTube have sorted that out now, have they? Lee Evans, that's one I'm not familiar with. I know the name, but I don't think I've watched his stuff. What about Dave Moses? Who do you like? I Will Always Love You. No. Oh, Christ, we don't want to be depressed, Dave. It's bad enough listening to you on the radio. We don't want to start... Is that what you're going to be playing on your show? Stuff like Whitney Houston. Oh, well, that'll pull them in, won't it? I shall be the first one off to Ofcom with a complaint about that one. It's offensive to people that don't love me. oh, hello, is that Ofcom? Oh, hello, yes. Lovely to hear you. I wanted to call in about Dave Moses on Calder Valley Radio. Yes, normally I really enjoy it go like this, Dave. Normally I really enjoy the show, but on this occasion... He was playing Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You, and no one has loved me now for 25 years, and I'm offended. I think it's very offensive that it's... Pardon? You're going to fine him £20,000. Thank you so much, Ofcom. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Well, they got to pay their wages somehow, Dave, as you know. Fortunately, I'm not restricted by Ofcom or any sort of government agency. Thank you very much. Peter Kay, excellent entertainer, Alan. I loved the Peter Kay thing when he took the mick out of all those shows, didn't he? All those entertainment shows like X Factor, the ice thing where Gemma Collins fell flat on her face. One of the most hilarious things I've ever seen in my entire life. Gemma Collins. How comes the ice didn't crack? Have you ever wondered? I don't think they're really skating on ice. How can they say they're skating on ice when Gemma Collins falls over on the ice and it didn't crack? Just her face. Why is that? I don't think they're dancing on ice. It's green screen. Got to be green screen. There's no one floating around on ice at all. They're just walking around and someone's superimposed an ice rink around them. They do the same on Doctor Who, darling. I hate to break it to you. You know those monsters on Doctor Who? They don't exist. I know some of you are shocked with that, aren't you? You're shocked with that. The only things they don't exist. The only thing that exists on... And he's a lovely man if you ever meet him. He's a wonderful, wonderful man if you ever meet him. The only things that exist on Doctor Who are the Daleks, which are actual creatures from another planet. And, of course... Davros. We love Davros. Yes, Doctor. Oh, God. Oh, yes, Doctor. And my Daleks. These are my creations, Doctor. And to hold a virus in my hand with the power to kill all of humanity, would I do it? Yes, I would. Yes, I would, Doctor. And he's like this, isn't he? And then he moves his joystick. It's a little bit like one of my friends who's got a wheelchair, although they don't look as old as he does. There is someone who's sometimes on this channel who looks like Davros. I cannot mention their name. I cannot mention their name. Doctor Who, the Daleks, they exist, and Davros is an actual person. But if you meet him, he's fairly decent as long as you don't upset him. He makes a bit of a mess when he's eating, you know, sort of the food flying all over the place, like Great Niece Evie used to be. Oh, that was hilarious. She was when she was eating. She'd have this plate of food, what, 3/4 of it would just end up on the floor. I've never known a child to make so much mess. And she'd, you know, the little cheese, and they wrap them in little bits of plastic, don't they? She'd be taking this cheese out of it, and just as she got to the end, there it would be on the floor again. Sean, it upsets me when people call Chris names. Leave him alone. I am his sugar plum fairy. Da 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 da. People won't have a laugh anymore, Sean. Ow, that's really offensive. I can't stand them. Ronnie Barker, thank you very much. Ronnie and the two Ronnies, wonderful. Kevin Bridges, don't know that name. Scottish comedian there. Okay, let's see what you want me to sing this morning. We're not getting anywhere. We've got all these stories to read here. What's the time? Is it really? Gosh. We're not getting any of these stories done here, are we? Got to do the stories because it's on the list. Stuart Francis, don't know that one. Jason Manford, know the name, haven't seen him. Bring Me Sunshine, or Daydream Believer, or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Save your kisses for me. Right, here's your choice. Right, I like Adam's selections there, actually. Bring Me Sunshine, Chitty Chitty, or Bring Me Sunshine. That's it. Bring Me Sunshine. Here we go. Now, I need to find a version of this that isn't got the copyright thing. YouTube. So I look for someone who's playing the piano, you see. YouTube. Bring Me Sunshine. Piano. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Straight up there. Let's have a look here. Let's do this one. Okay. Right, fingers crossed. Oh, I'll need the words as well. Hang on a minute. This is always Mick Davenport's favourite, but I don't do a song every morning. I think you can do too much sometimes, don't you? But this is definitely Mick's most favourite part of the morning when I do the song. Right, let's just... I think I'll print that off, actually. One moment, please. Do I need to print that off? Oh, maybe I can do it off the screen there. I'll do it off the screen, as long as you don't mind me now and again looking to the side. Okay? Right, here we go then. Bring Me Sunshine, boys and girls. Stand by, studio. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, no, dear. No. Boring version. One moment. Let me see if I can find another one. Piano tutor. Up. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. Bear with me, darling. Bring me some up. That's a bit better, isn't it? Ready? Here we go. Bring me sunshine in your smile. Bring me laughter all the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness. So much joy you can give to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy through the years. Never bring me any tears. Let your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Bring me sunshine in your eyes. Bring me rainbows in the skies. Life's too short to be spent having anything but fun. We can be so content if we gather little sunbeams, be light-hearted all day long. Keep me singing happy songs. Let your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. There you go. What a cute little tune. What a wonderful tune. What a wonderful, wonderful little tune that is. And so true. Please be light-hearted. This is the problem with people now. This is the problem with radio. You listen to the radio. No one is light-hearted anymore. Everyone wants to be so blooming serious all the time, and that's all they want to do, isn't it? Look at the Facebook. Oh, my God, they're so serious all the time, talking about their various little problems with the world and all this. I don't want to see it. I want to see happiness. Happiness, please. Happiness, for God's sake. You enjoyed that one? Mick Davenport, how awful. I'd rather listen to my voice and look at your face, though, to be honest, Mick. And that's me being nice and caring, nice and caring. Thank you. We only do one song a day, I'm afraid, my darlings. One song a day. Peter says my favourite part is the winner of the raffle. Never mind. Right, okay. Let's do some stories. We've got to do some stories. They're still queuing for McDonald's. This time it's in, was it Sunderland? Salisbury. In the Sun today, hundreds of McDonald's fans, there you go, especially for you, Rachel, all right? Hundreds of McDonald's fans caused a mile-long queue as the fast food chain reopened 160 drive-thrus. They're all at it. This one's in Salisbury. I cannot believe people will queue up for hours to get a McDonald's. I just cannot. There's got to be drugs or something in that food, isn't there? To make I'm desperate for McDonald's. How can you be desperate for a McDonald's or a Greggs or a Pizza Hut or a Kentucky? I don't get it. Hundreds of McDonald's fans caused a mile-long queue. A huge snaking like of cars clogged up the A36 in Salisbury this morning as eager customers waited in to place their order at a newly reopened branch. And honestly, you want to see this? I'm going to take a picture of the picture. I can do that. If only I could find my little phone. There it is. I wanted to take another picture as well. There's another one of those stories I've got of someone with really long nails. Okay, here's a picture of that. Right. Look at this. Look at this. Can you see that? So there's the entrance. Look at these cars. And it goes right the way back. Look, there's the end of it there. Goes back further than that. I don't get it. Yesterday, the fast food giant threw back open the doors of dozens of takeaways with delighted customers queuing for hours. One superfan camped overnight. There's something wrong with these people. I'm sorry. One superfan camped overnight to get his hands on a burger and chips in Gosport, although the branch tragically didn't reopen. Oh, can you imagine the disappointment? It would be like the disappointment that some of you have, I know this for a fact, when they join the show a little bit too late and they're too late to hear me sing the song. But of course you can watch it back later on the United Kingdom Talk Player. UKTP for short. People like to abbreviate things all the time, don't they? If I didn't read the newspapers and they're going, yes, and Boris Johnson was speaking to PASO. And you think, well, what's that mean? We don't know what it is. Because some lazy journalist has decided that it's easier to put 4 letters in than put the whole thing in. We don't know what it is. Journalism is getting worse and worse in this country. When you watch some of these people being interviewed on the telly, it's disgusting. Shouting and screaming. Piers Morgan, shut your mouth for 5 minutes, will you? Dear me. Fast food fans have been facing long queues at drive-thrus across the UK, including Hull, Glasgow and Wakefield, as the chain finally reopened some of its northern branches. Why are the northern ones later than the others? That's not fair, is it? So what, the ones in the south open, why is that? Don't get that, that's wrong. The reopening hasn't been entirely well received by all, with Southend residents given just a day's notice to move their cars from outside their homes, as the McDonald branch opened the gates once more. Oh, I can't believe this. You read? Let me carry on with this story in the Sun. In preparation for the anticipated long queues, Southend Council posted a notice on Monday evening suspending parking on 2 roads for up to 2 weeks to cope with the McDonald's queues. Oh, you're sad if you're. I can't believe it. Our team in Southend has been proactive, engaging with the police and Southend Council to help manage the impact that reopening will have on residents. It comes after McDonald's fans up north had accused the restaurant chain of hating them. Is it me, or are these stories just taking the mick out of everything that's going on around us? Perhaps they're doing the same as me, looking things in a humorous way. Because, you see, I told you, I can look at any story, anything, a terrible disaster, and I can pick out the bits of humour. You might not find it funny, but I do. It says, hating them after its first batch reopened sites were all in the south. Yeah, that does seem particularly unfair, doesn't it? That you would just open everything in the south first. Dozens of cars could be seen lining up across various locations when branches reopened, with some customers taking to social media to say they spent 3 hours queuing. McDonald's has also opened another 22 restaurants for delivery-only orders, although these are all in the south again. It's very unfair. I don't know why they would do that. Perhaps it's where the staff are. Maybe it's because the staff are all there, or some. I don't know. McDonald's plans on having all the drive-through opens by today. So we'll see. There's a slimmed down menu, perhaps not some slimmed down customers as well, dear. And reduced opening times, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m, due to having fewer staff working in the kitchens at one time. Well, why would you want fewer staff working? Oh, is that for the distancing thing, isn't it, I suppose? They're also asking customers to spend no more than £25, which actually at McDonald's, that's not too difficult to do. I find them quite value for money, actually. I've nothing bad to say about McDonald's. They always seem to be all the ones I've ever been in, which isn't very often, but when I go in them, they're absolutely spotless. They're not expensive for what they are, I don't think. And I think they're, I don't think, I mean, if you've got a family of, 10 people, perhaps you're one of those people who've got like 10 or 15 blooming children and you're taking them in there and you can spend more than £25 then, aren't you, I suppose? They're also doing click and collect orders. So there we are. I mean, just absolute madness. Absolute madness. Where are we now? Scrolling down there, my loves. Let's scroll down there. Oh dear, can't keep up with you there. Amelia, both me and Joey get our burgers from Tesco's. Yeah, you just cook them yourself. I know you don't get that little bit of special white sauce, whatever it is, McDonald's sauce, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing bad to say about McDonald's. But if you spend your life in there, breakfast, lunch and dinner, you go in there every day, you're going to have problems with your weight and your heart and everything else. It's not good. Mick says McDonald's food is crap. My burgers are 10 times better. Adam, is that a new service, the United Kingdom Talk Player? Adam, of course, he has a job on this show, actually. What's Adam's job? Let me just double check on my list of jobs. Adam is in charge of vintage episodes on this show. A few of you have got jobs now, haven't you? Vintage episodes on this show. That's your job there. Mandy Davenport, of course, head of pain and suffering on this channel, boys and girls. We got Claire. Claire is with us most mornings. Head of who's our fashion and afternoon teas correspondent. We got Shania, who's head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight. Rachel, our TikTok queen. LaBelle, our entertainment provider. Michael Pullman, head of nature. Mark Bowles, head of King of Chavs. We got Mick Davenport, head of baking, and John Aitken, who is head of medication. All people with various jobs on this channel. I'm looking around for other jobs, don't worry. You'll get one at some point, my darlings, all right? Daniel, Mick could open a fast food chain called McDonald's. Oh, they'd be straight down on him, Daniel. The McDonald's people would be straight down with, like, corporation crap and all that. Ow, he's using our name. It'd be like that. You can get McDonald's franchise, can't you, I think? You get a franchise, so I don't know how that works. I think you pay McDonald's a certain amount of money to use the name, and you have to buy all the stuff from them. But the restaurant is, in effect, yours. It franchises. I'm not quite sure how that works. You make a lot of money on that? It depends where you put it, doesn't it? Like I say, if you go up the A1M, there's a selection all the way going up to Lincolnshire. You go past about 3 or 4 24-hour McDonald's, and I think that's excellent. I really do. Jason, you're so naughty. Roy Brandler, you haven't got a job. Trevor, it's a pain in the backside when you're trying to get through on a blue light with the queuing. I suspect it is. That's terrible, isn't it? There we go. Mick says 90% of people queuing at McDonald's can't cook or are just bone idle. Yeah, some people would say they're too busy to cook, but it's just one thing. John, next time sing Smile by Charlie Chaplin. Now, what's that one? Is it, John, is it Smile though your heart is aching, smile? Is it that one? Songs are not free on this channel, boys and girls. They require super chat. No more today, because I'm not singing any more today. One song a day. I don't like to give it all in one go, dear. Because you get too much, then you get bored with it. A little bit like this show. That's why we're hemorrhaging viewers by the minute. We are hemorrhaging, dear. Hemorrhaging. Okay. Let's do some more. Vectathlon. Yeah, we franchise. It does happen, but you have to hit the sales targets or you lose the name. Is that right? Oh, so you know more than me there. You know, no, can I be phone in? We don't do a phone-in show now, Roy. We don't do one anymore. I wasn't happy with the phone-in show, so I dumped it. No point in doing something if you're not happy with it, my love. George, it's my best friend's birthday today, Oliver. Is it? Okay, I'll make a note of that. Oliver, thank you, George. We'll do that with the birthdays a little bit later on. Good. Okay. £20 per son. No, there's no prize. No prize, Dr. Gregorian. No prize, my love. No prize. And I, as you know, we don't ask for money on this channel ever. Ever. Never ask for money. But if you want, that's how it works. That was. I don't know who invented that. Someone on here invented that. Can we pay you to sing? I actually think it was Sean Pye. Was it Sean? I think it was Sean Pye. Suddenly sent. It might have been Sean or someone else who suddenly sent in. I don't know. It was £4.99 or £4 the first time. Here you go. Here's £4 to sing a song. And that's how that started. It wasn't me. Don't blame me. Not me, Gup. No, pass the buck. It's him over there. Nothing like a politician. Nothing to do like when they're doing the interviews on the telly in the morning. No, nothing to do. That's not in my remit. That's the one they do in it. Not in my remit. Nothing to do with me, Governor. Okay. Colin, minimum of 30 likes per day for a song. Right. Here's another picture I wanted to show you, boys and girls. Man's carbanola monstrosity is so bad Italians are left weeping on the same subject here of food. A man's carbonara attempt, is that how you say it? Carbonara attempt has been called the worst thing foodies have ever seen. Stephen S. shared a picture of his carbonara to the Facebook group Rate My Plate. I mean, that's when people take pictures of their food and just send them up. I don't understand it. You see a lot of people, certainly in the mornings, they say, oh, here's my breakfast. Wow, what an interesting photo. Yeah, and they use a plate of beans and chips. Not like when you send stuff in of stuff you've created. They've just gone to a restaurant. Oh, let's take a picture of my sausage and eggs. I put it up. Rate My Plate is a community where people share pictures of their weird and wonderful creations, which most of the time are completely slated by these harsh amateur food critics. Harsh amateur food critics. It's a little bit like some people on this show. Harsh amateur video critics. There's a few of you on there, isn't there? Amateur critics. Stephen's carbonara, which looks nothing like a traditional dish, is the latest dish to be critiqued. According to one member, carbonara is generally comprised of pancetta, egg yolks, heavy cream, garlic and plenty of freshly ground pepper. I mean, this looks absolutely vile. I'm going to take a picture of it and show you. You wait till you see this. You cannot believe how bad this looks. Right, I've never seen anything like it in my life. Oh dear, here it is. It's in the Daily Mirror. There we go. I'll read a bit more of the story first. He says, Stevens, however, is very different. It's made up, right, get this, of tin. Those of you that do cooking will know this. It's made up of tinned spaghetti, a slice of American-style cheese and a chopped-up frankfurter. One person said that is literally the least effort you could go to make yourself a meal. You have obviously given up on life. Another added, now that my friend is one of the worst things I've seen on this page, I wonder what I had to drink with it. A nice glass of vinegar? That's a bit like wine, isn't it? A third said that is many things. Disgusting, scraping the bottom of the fridge cupboards, lacking in culinary skill to name but a few. It is, however, most definitely not carbonara. In fact, I'm not even convinced it's food. Please consider cooking lessons when the lockdown ends. You ready for this picture? You wait till you see this. It is the most disgusting meal I've ever seen in my life. Look at that. You could not eat that, could you? You couldn't eat that. Awful. Awful. So there we are. Carbonara, John says, is delicious. Not that. How is that, carbonara? That is the most vile-looking meal I've ever seen in my life. It's really awful. So I don't know what you think about that one. Fran Green has put some sick emojis up, haven't you? There's Fran. I mean, I do beans on toast, but it don't look like that. I'd had beans on cheese on toast last night, actually. Funnily enough, when I came back in from my mate's after I had a cup of tea up there, and it was, toast, beans, and some cheese on top, nicely laid out. So I put the cheese. No, I put the cheese underneath this time. Sometimes I put it on top, sometimes underneath. It's quite nice. You put it underneath, it melts a bit more, doesn't it? Under the hot baked beans there. I went mad last night. I had Heinz baked beans last night. Heinz, me. Cool. We pushed the boat out last night instead of the little home brand ones. Well, incidentally, there's nothing wrong with those either. Mandy thinks it looks awful as well. Thank you, John. It was Charlie Chaplin, that one. I remember that one. There you go. Dear me. Anyone in Eastenders fan? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Bad news. Staying with the sun, EastEnder viewers are facing the soap disappearing from our screens until September. They've run out of programmes. I told you this was going to happen. An insider has claimed. The Sun Online revealed yesterday that the BBC gets down on one knee and bows. That the BBC The BBC will go off air in 2 weeks as the cast still haven't returned to filming. Now a source tells the Daily Mirror that Eastenders will not be shown for between 6 to 8 weeks while the show records a backlog of episodes. The insider said, we normally work 6 to 8 weeks ahead of what viewers see on screen in terms of a block of storylines, and we would look to do the same thing again when we restart work. You see, the way these things are filmed, you know when you see it on the telly, right, and it goes from one scene to another? Well, they might film... Do you know, I just don't watch it. She's not in it anymore, is she? Babs. I can't, Ian Beale, for example. Just take Ian, I know Ian Beale. Ian Beale, okay? So they don't shoot it in the order that you see it. No, they might go to Ian Beale, right, we're going to film this bit now, and he might have a line, and he might say another line, and he might say another line. But he wouldn't be able to get probably into his head where those lines fit in. He's just filmed doing those lines in various parts. You know, perhaps he's got to do, over the next period of few shows, right, a line in front of the Queen Vic. And they will record all those lines in one go. All right, Ian, thanks very much, and go now. And then they do someone else. And then they take that and shove it in to the various programs as time goes on. They don't necessarily record that. They don't record the thing in order as you see it on the screen. And then the editor comes along and he's got all these little bits and loads of bits of paper, I suppose, with stuff written on there. You know, at this time you put that in, and then he puts it all together, and it looks to you on the screen like a story. It's not like me sitting here. You know, it's just one long thing. I haven't recorded little bits of this earlier and put it all together. Well, you'd know that anyway because I'm sitting in one place. But if you was outside, I could quite easily go out. Oh, the sun's come out. The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow we'll be friends. But not you. Okay, I could go out now and record perhaps tomorrow's show. I said, we're going to do today's show, and we're coming to you live outside, right? And I could be in various different positions. Right, I'm just going to the toilet now, and I'd walk out of the picture, then I might stop. And then an hour later, I'll come back on, say, okay, sorry, I was just in the toilet. What, 2 hours has passed? You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. The only reason you know I'm live now is because of that clock at the back. But I could, I suppose, when I think about it, have come in here last night, perhaps, or 2 days ago, set that clock for the time that it's going to be, hit the start button, and you wouldn't know. The only reason you know I'm live now really is because of the chat that's coming in and I'm reading it out, you see. Otherwise I could be recorded. If I was recorded, because of how I am, I would tell you. It's like in the morning sometimes. You know, we might record a little bit in the garden sometimes, and I'll say, hello, morning to you. You know, just to let you know, the first 20 minutes I recorded an hour ago in the garden. It usually is about an hour, half an hour before I come up here and I put it on. That's what they do in the television, you see. Soaps are a load of rubbish, says Jason Hughes. I don't watch them really. I watch Casualty and Holby City, which incidentally is back on there. I don't really consider them soaps. They're more dramas, but they are a continuation, just like a soap, aren't they? So I don't know. That's right, Daniel. TV recording isn't always sequential. I remember going to see Bruce Forsyth's Generation Game. Yeah, television theatre when it was in Shepherd's Bush, where John lives. And that was all over the place. I mean, they were doing bits of it, and there would be long gaps where they say, and let's look at the old scoreboard. And at that point, the recording would go to the scoreboard. Scoreboard card, that's Betty and John have got 7. James and Mary have got 5. And everyone would be clapping, and then it would stop. Everything would stop. And there'd be Bruce on the stage. Okay, we're just going to move some stuff around there. And then they move all the scenery around at the back. 10 minutes can pass. And all this stuff is brought in. And then, okay, stand by everyone. Okay. And the floor manager would go like that. He's the bloke that's in charge of the studio. He goes like that. And Bruce comes, well done to you all the time. And he's shaking the hands up. And the score on your screen, you would have seen Bruce say, let's have a look at the scoreboard. Goes to the scoreboard and then comes straight back to Bruce. But in effect, 15 minutes have passed there where they've moved stuff around. It's wonderful. If you ever got a chance to go and see a TV show, go and see it. Although it's a little bit more difficult these days, isn't it? They do it differently. in the old days, back in the 70s and the 80s, when I saw some stuff at the BBC Television Theatre and the Television Centre, I went to London Weekend as well in the South Bank, and they would send out loads of tickets and you'd go. That would be, everyone would get in. Not now. Oh, good God, though. I know people that have gone to see the X Factor. They've got the tickets and there's this massive queue. Massive queue. People are there for hours trying to get in. And they send out too many tickets. And they get so far along the queue. I know of coaches that have turned up for the X Factor. Everyone's got a ticket. They get so far along the queue. So, sorry, we're full up now. That's outrageous to treat people like that. I don't know if it's the same at the BBC, but be interesting. Rachel says, give me a good movie any day. I bought 1917 on DVD. Good film, Rachel. Isn't it great? Although I think the other film, Dunkirk, slightly had the edge over on that. Really. The Dunkirk, the music in that Dunkirk, I think that's on the Netflix. May also be available on the BBC iPlayer, that one. I'm not sure. Peter, Barbara Windsor owned a pub in Tring once. Oh, did she? That's where my aunt lives, Peter. Are you near there? My aunt lives in Tring. She's a bit lonely, really. She's on a beautiful little bungalow, but her husband, my Uncle Malcolm, died about 4 or 5 years ago now, I think it was, and she's very lonely there, really. I try and ring her every night. You know, even for like just a couple of minutes. I think old people, you know, need to make a phone call now and again. If you can make a phone call to an old person every day in your family that you know lives on their own, they will be waiting all day for that 1 minute phone call. I'm telling you that now. It's worth doing. LaBelle, in the USA, the tickets for most shows are free. Yes, they are here, LaBelle. They're all free. They are free here. But the X Factor and the talent thing as well, I know they make them queue for that blooming nightmare. You just imagine waiting for why would I, you know, if the show starts at 7, but they're there at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon waiting in the queue. Sod that. I wouldn't bother. I couldn't be bothered to do all that. Daniel, there are some programmes that are live. Some contain hidden recorded scenes that you think are live, but are not. The Big Breakfast and the House Party are 2 examples. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed. A friend of mine, really good-looking boy he was, blonde hair, he used to do the children's BBC about 12, 13, 14 years ago, I think it was. He was on there. We used to come to Heaven where I was DJing, and he told me all those bits in between the children's programmes, they're now all recorded. You know, when someone pops up with a teddy bear or something, oh, hello, everyone. He was very camped here. Surprising how he turned up at Heaven one day. Nice lad, though. Okay, let's carry on with these stories, my darlings. Where are we now? Good. So that's the Eastenders story. It could go off air on the 16th of June. Talks about where the cast are returning are set to be ongoing. So you might lose Eastenders for a while. I might jump in that slot. 7th. There's got to be a few people looking around for something to do. We might get into the 40s if that happens. What do you reckon, Dave Moses? Oh, just a minute. Dave Moses. There's a job for Dave Moses. Dave Moses. Moses. Are you ready for this, Dave? You've got a new job. Head of Media. Oh, yes. Head of Media. Have you been on to Ian Lee yet? He's after a job. Very good broadcaster. Not my cup of tea, but very good broadcaster. Give him a job. Go on. Spend some of that money you got coming in, dear. Oh, please, he's going to be... Dave Moses, he runs a radio station, Calder Valley Radio. I can't remember if you've launched it. Have you or not? Can't remember. Anyway, look, he's got that. Pleads poverty all the time. Oh, have you got a mix? Have you got a couple of microphones that you don't want? Please, dear. Rolling in money, all of them, dear. Rolling on the money. Antiviral coatings. That's what you want over yourself, boys and girls. When can we buy these and bath in them, please? Yes, please. Self-cleaning. This is in the Daily Mail this morning. By the way, just in case you didn't know, you may notice whenever I read a story, if it's from a paper, I always credit that. That allows me to do that. If you were reading stories, and like the Daily Mail, hang on a minute, he's using our stories and not saying our name. No, not allowed to do that. That's why you always hear in the Daily Mail this morning, or in the Sun this morning, You'll never hear in the Star this morning because there are no stories. It's just pictures of naked people. Look at Mick Davenport rushing out now to the newspaper to get a copy. The Daily Mail. Self-cleaning and antiviral door knobs are able to kill coronavirus in seconds. That could be a reality in coming weeks. And let's be honest, ladies, we all need a knob that's going to kill us, don't we? We need knobs that are going to kill the coronavirus. Absolutely. No point in having a knob if it's not doing anything. Pfft, what is that? Please put that away. God's sake. Dr. Felicitas Kogan of the University of Birmingham revealed today that engineers are creating surfaces capable of rapidly neutralising the virus. Speaking at an online press conference, the doctor said the materials could be ready for the market in the coming weeks. However, she admitted it's more realistic that they wouldn't be out and available really till Christmas. She found Dr. Deke, founder of NitroPep, which is an infection-resistant coatings, and an enterprise fellow of the Royal Academy of Engineering, said there's already some progress being made in this field. Surfaces are really important in the fight against COVID-19, and if we clean surfaces, we can stop the spread of the disease. And I must say, I do go around spraying. I don't do it often, but I've got my flash bleach spray, and I do spray I spray my keys sometimes with it, the mobile phone. I spray them all. It says we can't really clean surfaces quick enough ourselves, and the existing self-cleaning surfaces can only destroy the viruses after several hours. But think of how many people touch a handrail in a matter of minutes. Of course, if you're on the tube, which has got to be one of the worst places to pick something up, whether it be coronavirus, colds, flu or anything else, smallpox maybe, anything. You're on that tube. Well, to get down to the tube, you go on those escalators and it says, hold the handrail. Do not hold the handrail. Don't do it. Much less chance of that. Well, it would be quite amusing to watch, I have to say. Much less chance of the escalator suddenly stopping and everyone going down like dominoes. Oh, I'd love to see that. I'm sorry, I would. I'd stand there howling at them. Wouldn't you? You're going down that escalator and it stops. Oh, they'd be like dominoes, all flopping down, one onto the other. Bugsy'd be underneath at the bottom. Eh? Very bad. Don't touch the handrail. Or if you have, use a piece of newspaper and, I don't know, there's bins on train stations, isn't there? Don't drop it on the floor, you dirty gits. Pick up the rubbish after you. Not like some of the people around here. Do you know I have to walk around our 4 houses practically every 2 days and pick up cans and disgusting pieces of rubbish that people leave everywhere. And the dog poo in bags. Why, oh why, bag up dog poo and lob it in the bushes? Why would you do that? You're better off to leave it so that at least the rain would take it away. It says self-cleaning surfaces are designed to release or permanently be antimicrobacterial, so it continually kills pathogens. I thought, isn't there some sort of metal that's naturally... Oh, here we are. She says that some materials already exist, such as copper, that kills microbes. So there we've all got to get copper handles now, haven't we? Copper handles, that's what we need now. Copper handles, thank you very much. Scrolling down to the end there. LaBelle, that wouldn't be funny. People have died because of that on escalators. Oh, it would be funny, LaBelle. You must see the funny side of life, darling. Woo, boing. I told you I can see humour in everything, LaBelle. Everything. Mick, Chris Knobs dropped off. At least it's still there, Mick. It's not disappearing underneath a stomach, dear. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Always important to polish your knob, says Dave Moses. He does more polishing than some of the people on here, I must say. You keep those knobs clean. We don't want dirty knobs everywhere. Thank you very much. You talking to each other there? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Get in there, Chris. You'd slaughter Eastenders. I think we may have to move the show to 7:30 at night when Eastenders goes off air. Yes. We'll see if we can pick up anyone there. They'll all be begging. Oh, I've got anxiety. What should I do? Oh, I can't watch my Eastenders. Oh, I can't cope. I think all the actors and actresses on soaps who haven't got any work should go to the fields and pick fruit. Well, someone's got to do it. It's all going to go wrong, isn't it, otherwise? Right, here we go. I've got a sad story. Do you want that one first? And then we'll finish off with that one. I think this is incredibly sad. And they're just some horror. And then we'll do the raffle tickets after this, all right? In the metro this morning, this is awful. Really horrible people around. In the metro today, a pregnant elephant has died after eating a pineapple stuffed with a hidden firecracker that exploded in her mouth. Why would you do something like that? The elephant had wandered out of a nearby national park in search of food when it came across the spiked fruit. She was later found trying to cool herself in a stream, but as locals tried to heave her out of the water, she collapsed and died. It's just awful, isn't it? The shocking case has sparked a criminal investigation into suspected cruelty towards animals, forestry officials said today. Mo and Kristen saw the blast destroy the elephant's mouth and tongue. She must have been more worried about the health of her little baby elephant inside her than about her own hunger, Kristen wrote online. The incident drew outrage on social media after Krishnan posted emotional tribute to the elephant. It was killed outside the Silent Valley National Park on May the 23rd in the Pakla district of Kerala in southern India, near farmland where locals sometimes scatter fruit spiked with firecrackers to discourage animals from damaging crops. We only know the injury to the elephant was caused by some explosive substance. What an awful thing to do. And I've seen just horrendous. It's just, I've seen stories occasionally, fortunately not often. Oh, you remember there was someone going around and mutilating horses in this country some years ago now. I don't know if they ever caught this, but with knives in the sexual organs of a horse. Don't understand, people, why you would want to do. What pleasure can you get out of inflicting harm on someone or something else? What pleasure can you get out of that? It's just, isn't that awful? And we've seen like cats have fireworks attached to their tails. Oh, it's just horrendous, people. And you just, you see, I see this, and I would want to attach a firework to someone's arse, or several fireworks, and hold them down until it went off. Don't understand. Rachel said people don't realise animals have feelings. No, we've seen that before. Animals don't have feelings. Just remember that, next time you sit there down to a piece of lamb that's had a bolt shoved in its head. Same thing. That's all I'm saying. Won't go along that line. It's a bit too serious, isn't it? Many whales are drying, swallowing plastic bags. We've seen that, Peter, in many of the papers. We have. Vectavalon, it's disgusting. Just dreadful. Mandy gets pleasure. Oh, well, that's a different thing, Mandy. That's a different thing, Mick, because you deserve pain and suffering. That elephant hasn't done anything for it. John, did anyone watch the Manx in Mumbai series? I've got a crush on Adam Thomas. Adam Thomas. Oh, let's have a look at him then. Hang on a minute. Let me just bring out a picture of him and see if you fancy the same blokes as I do. Adam Thomas. No. Oh, I don't know. Oh, hang on a minute. Was he in I'm a Celebrity? We looked all right in that. But then he's on Actors Boys or something like that. No, well, I quite like the look of him in I'm a Celebrity with the blue vest on and the bandana round his head. It's not too bad, is he? I'll give him an 8 out of 10. That's not bad, is it? 8. 8. Could we have a selection of... Perhaps we should do this on the show every day, where I get a selection of celebrities, girls and boys, of course, and we give them marks out of 10. Let's start off with me. No, don't. Please don't. Please don't. Gosh. Okay, any text there? Oh, didn't have time for that one, Maureen. Well, we'll see how we do that. I'm sorry. To sing is not free. Singing songs is not a free part of this. That's like an added extra. You know, like when you buy, like your kids get those computer games, right? They get the computer game for free or something, and then it says at the bottom there includes in-game extras or something like that. That's like the song on this show. They're extras. They're not free, I'm afraid. I can't sing for nothing, dear. Good God, no. 2 out of 10 for Dave Moses. You cheeky git. What would I give Dave Moses? Well, have you got a recent picture, Dave? Let's just have a look on his Facebook. You want an honest answer? Or an answer that you want to hear? Which is it, my love? Friends, there we are. Friends, there we go. Now, which picture? You've got so many different pictures on there. Okay, the one of you standing in front of the fence, and there's a hill. Oh, let me show the people your picture. Just a moment. We're all gonna rate my picture. Yes, a new feature on the show. See all these ideas that come to me. Look at that. They come from nowhere. You know that. Here, hang on a minute. Right, you ready? It's time for a new feature on the show, boys and girls. Rate my picture. Oh, thank you, Mandy. 10 out of 10 there. Look at that. Oh, yes. 1 out of 10 for Michael Pullman. How rude. Are you ready, Dave? Now I can do this with Dave. Do not ask for me to do this for you. We're only doing one a day. Don't ask me to do it for you if you don't want to really hear what people think. Okay? Be warned. Be warned. So here we are. Here's a picture of Dave Moses. Dave, I can do this with Dave because we're on the same sort of level. All right, there you go. What do you reckon, boys and girls? Dave Moses. Dave Moses. Out of 10, please. My score for you, Dave, on that picture. Because you look quite mean there. You get 8.5 for that. 8.5. What do you mean you want 10? 8.5 I'm giving you, Dave Moses. Dave Moses gets 8 out of 10 for that. You tell your brother Chris that. Oh, no, not before he's written my programme. I'll give you 8.5 out of 10 for that, Dave Moses. Are you happy with that? Fran Green's given you 8. Michael Pullman. Thank you, Michael Pullman's given me 10 there. Rachel's given you 7 out of 10 there. Anyone else? Come on. Points for Dave Moses, please. You might want to record this bit and play this out on your show, Dave. Dave Moses. I'll start again for you, Dave. Well, on the show today, boys and girls, we are doing Rate My Photo. Okay, and today we've got a picture of Dave Moses to show you. Now, Dave is he runs Calder Valley Radio, which is a small radio station, community-based radio station. And he's very busy doing all that. And I'm showing you a picture now of Dave Moses standing in front of a hill and a fence there. And we're asking you to give the picture your points out of 10. And the scores are coming in at the moment, boys and girls. We've got, let's have a look there. We've got Rachel. Rachel is giving him 7 out of 10. Michael Lawrence is giving you 10 out of 10. Fran Green is giving you 8 out of 10. Good morning to Charlie Ray joining us on the show this morning. Morning, Charlie. Michael Pullman is only giving you 5 out of 10, Michael. Oh, what a shame there. So anyone else? I think Mandy Davenport was giving you 8 out of 10 there somewhere as well. So not bad at all. Charlie Ray is giving you 10 out of 10 there. 10 out of 10 from Charlie Ray. Mick Davenport gives you 5 out of 10 because you need a proper haircut. So there we are, especially for Dave Moses, who is today's Celebrity Rate My Picture. There you go, Dave. Cut that bit out there, my love, and use that on your show. Anything else you want free? I am a major provider now of radio stations in the UK. You know that, don't you? BBC, Calder Valley Radio, all over the place, darling. Little bits of snippets, little snippets of me on radio stations all over the world. Marvellous, isn't it, really, when you think about it? Mandy's given you 8 out of 10 there as well there, Dave. I hope you're happy with that, my love. Happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that I possess. Now, I haven't told you what next week's Super Chatter raffle prizes are, have I? Well, I thought... I don't really want to do that now because we're going to do the other raffle. No, we'll do the other raffle tickets now. We'll do the other... And I'll... How am I going to do this now? I'll tell you what the prizes are today, but no, please no more tips today, my darlings, because time is getting on. I didn't realise the time. Good God, I didn't realise the time. Okay, so our next Monday raffle tickets. Monday is our next raffle. If you'd like a free raffle ticket for next Monday's raffle, please speak now. Here's the tickets we got already, okay, and you'll be added into those. Who wants a raffle ticket for Monday? Please speak now. Peter Wright first in there for 649. Thank you, Peter. Peter Wright, 649. Jason Hughes, 650. Oh, these are out of order, okay, which is irrelevant, as I say. Don't worry about the order of the tickets. Maureen coming in there on 671. Write down your ticket numbers. Write down your ticket numbers. Colin K, 672. Michael Lawrence, 673. Mick Davenport, 674. Diane Jebb, 675. Colin Coates, 666. I haven't put these in order. Tony King, 667. Andy, 668. Rachel, 669. John Aitken, 670. Charlie, 661. Write these numbers down. You need the numbers, okay? Charlie Ray, 661. Fran Green, 662. Dave Moses, 663. Paul Adamson, 664. Ross Herndon, 665. Peter Paliwoda, 656. Claire, 657. Chris Woodhouse, 658. Joey Millen, 659. Daniel Holmes, 660. Did I say 660? Daniel Holmes, 660. And then we've got Amelia Dodd, 651. Paul and Lou, 652. 8 News Australia. You're new, welcome along. 653. 8 News Australia. What are you? Are you a radio station or something? 8 News Australia. Well, welcome to this piece of madness that we do every morning. Welcome along. I must be an evening show there. Is it evening? About 9 o'clock at night? My cousin's in the police there. Jason says, I apologise if I've offended anyone on here this morning. May I suggest you go and get a sense of humour? I say exactly the same thing there. Okay, 8 News Australia has got 653. If you're new to the show, and I think you are, so anyone else who's new, welcome along. Just to let you know, the raffle, with the raffle draw for this particular raffle, our weekly raffle, is every Monday morning. And it's somewhere between sort of 8:45 and 11 o'clock within the show on Monday morning. So every Monday we do a raffle, okay? The raffle is drawn in the morning, as I say, somewhere between 8:45 and 11 o'clock in the morning. Every time you see a show, at the end of the show, I offer these raffle tickets, and you can just say ticket please, and I'll give you one here and then. During the show, at any point, you could email in for a ticket if you want to. But once the show is finished, that's it. You can't come and send an email in. Oh, I was watching earlier. Can I have a ticket now? No, too late. Okay, otherwise we're just here all day doing it. All right, my love. Welcome 8 News Australia. There we go. Rachel's saying that as well there. I'm a great fan of Australia, as you well know. I love it. I've been 5 times, although God knows when I'm going to go again. Lots of relatives and all that over there. It's lovely. It's so hot in the summer, though, even in Sydney. You may remember I was in Sydney with my cousin some time ago now. My cousin Helen, otherwise known as Judge Helen, because she judges everyone. One of those, you know what I mean? And we were walking through Sydney, and it was just so hot, and the sun was on. And then I said, we need to get out of this now. I just felt really strange. And we went into a shopping centre, Westfields. I think Westfields in Sydney. And, of course, the air conditioning was on in there. And I sat down on this beanbag. I was there about 45 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes in the end. Oh, it just got to me, the sun, eventually, in the end. Thank you, Sean Pye. 654 for you, Sean. I'm sorry the ticket numbers are out of order. I just haven't put them in the right order, but it's pretty irrelevant once they've gone in the thing anyway. Is that everyone? Is that everyone? Okay, if I've missed anyone else out on the raffle tickets, let me know. Before we do today's birthday, I've got one more story for you, which is in the Daily Mirror this morning. Now, we've seen over the last, about 2 months ago or so, I showed you a picture of this lady with enormously long nails. Well, I found someone with even longer nails, and I'm sorry, I can't do long nails. Even my nails. Now look at now. See how long my nails are. That's the longest I will allow them to get. I can't stand long nails. I think they are gross. How anyone can sit there in those little places having their nails on and bits stuck on the end. Oh, no. Horrible. Well, in the Daily Mirror today, and I'll get a picture of this to show you, Lee Redmond hasn't cut her fingernails since 1979. She dips them. She dips them in warm olive oil every day and uses a bottle of strengthening and polish to keep them in top condition. These are really vile. Wait till I show you a picture. At their longest, her nails on both hands measured a staggering 8.65 metres in total, earning her the Guinness World Record for the longest fingernails on a pair of hands, female. She said it was just a challenge to myself to see how far they would go before they started twisting out of shape. I kept setting dates and dates that I was going to cut them, and I just couldn't do it. It's strange how they become part of you. I think my fingernails defined me to a lot of people. I was known as the fingernail lady, but to me, I would have to explain to them that there really is more to me. Right, are you ready? Where's my phone? Let me take a picture of it. This really, it's the most awful thing, really. Ready? I've got to show you this. Ready? Ready? How gross is that? Isn't that awful? That's from the Daily Mirror picture. Isn't that just awful? I'm sorry. It goes right down. That can't be real, surely. It goes on. Grandmother Lee from Salt Lake City in the United States had her place in the record books cut short when she was involved in a terrifying car crash and her nails were ripped off. She was sitting in the passenger seat when the car she was crashed in another 3 vehicles, and she was thrown onto the road. The first thing I spotted was a fingernail and I started crying. Oh, there's another picture. Oh, that won't quite fit on the screen. Oh, I can't show you that. But you get the general idea. I'm sorry, no. No. Would you have nails like that? Oh, awful. Awful. All right. Are we done there? Chat's working there. The spiders are fine. Spiders are all right. When I've seen the spiders in Australia, I haven't really seen them. Do you know what I mean? I've seen... is it Huntsman? I've seen that on the wall. I was with my friend Paul and Did we do Paul Adamson's ticket there? Did we miss one out there? Let's have a quick look there. Paul Adamson. Let me see there. I'll go back up there. Oh, no, there it is, Paul Adamson. 664, you had Paul there. I was going my place, my mate who lived in Surrey Hills, which is like a part of Sydney. I was going up there and got to his house and he met me at the front there. He said, "Have you seen one of them?" And he pointed at the wall and there's this massive spider just sitting on the wall. A huntsman, they're called. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, "Do they jump?" He said, "Yeah, only if you disturb it." It was huge. It was absolutely huge, this spider. But as I say, I'm a big fan of Australia. I think it's a wonderful place. And if I had been younger, to be honest, I probably would have tried to perhaps start again there. But you need they run a point system there. And if you've got something that they want over there, it could be, I don't know, something technological, perhaps a computer expert or something as simple as a hairdresser, something like that. If you've got something and they're short of that type of person, then you can get in. You can get in. Someone like me, I mean, I don't really have anything like that. I mean, who's going to employ someone who just wants to sit there and talk rubbish to a camera? Mind you, have you seen Piers Morgan in the morning? All right. If I've missed you out of the raffle tickets, please speak now, boys and girls. Chris Woodhouse said those nails would be excellent for social distancing. Like a cat, wouldn't it? All right. So if I've missed out your raffle ticket number, please speak now. Meanwhile, I'll do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this 4th of June, 2020 to Tanya Warren. Tanya is non-Irish Mary from Ireland, who we lost last year. She's one of her nieces. So happy birthday to you, Tanya. All right, my darling. I hope things are going well for you. Alan Davis. Good morning, Alan. Happy birthday to you on this Thursday. Deke Duncan. Deke Duncan, I think he's the chap. He ended up on the BBC. He does a radio station from a shed. He does a radio show from his shed. And his only listener is his wife. And he's been doing it for years. Deke Duncan, and the BBC picked him up, as they did with me, fortunately. I was very lucky with that back in January. And I had a little slot, a little interview on Look North there. Deke got on there as well sometime before me, some time ago. So happy birthday to you, Deke. Onur Ooze, who's drop dead gorgeous. Good morning, Onur. Happy birthday to you, sir. Phil Buxton, happy birthday to Phil this morning. Edvaldo Souza is a young 28 years old, always looking very cool in those dark shades. Happy birthday to you, sir. Adam Lansonby, who I worked with at Central Station, he was manager there for a while, 31 years old today. And Damon Booth is 27 years ago. Happy birthday, Damon. We have Dr. Gregorian's friend, Artak, is 51 years old on this Thursday. And finally, one of George's friends, Oliver. It's his birthday as well today. So, happy birthday to each and every one of you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yeah. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. Just before we go, I was going to tell you about my Amazon thing. I've never really had much of a problem with Amazon and getting stuff delivered and things like that until the last couple of things I've ordered. I ordered some repair tape for my shed round the corner. Oh, it was your brother, was it, Dr. Gregorian? Okay, happy birthday to your brother there. Yes, I ordered some repair tape for my, I think it's called flashing tape. flashing. It's quite thick stuff for the side of my shed, which I ordered a couple of weeks ago, and they said it had been delivered, and it hadn't been delivered. And so I went on the chat box there and told them that. And they said, oh, it's been updated too early. It'll be there by Wednesday. Well, Wednesday came and went. It didn't come there. And I went straight on the chat box again. And I said, it still hasn't arrived. And immediately, without any trouble at all, very sorry it's not arrived. We'll refund you immediately. So that was refunded. And also a pair of trainers, specific trainers for walking, which I'd ordered. And what have I done there? Oh, I see what I've done. Specific trainers for walking, which I've ordered. They didn't arrive either, and that was like 2.5, 3 weeks ago. So I contacted them through the Amazon. It was going through Amazon. And again, they refunded me immediately and said Royal Mail had lost them in the post. So, and that's the first time I've started losing stuff. But so I got the refunds and then immediately ordered them again, but from different people. You know, one was one of those Amazon direct things where it comes direct from Amazon. And the other one was someone who advertises on Amazon. No, I think that's from Amazon as well. The walking trainers come from Amazon as well. So we'll see if they come this time. But I've never really had a problem with Amazon until those 2 items there. But never mind, that's the way it goes. Alrighty, thanks very much for joining us today, boys and girls. I've got some emails here from people wanting raffle tickets, which I'll deal with straight after the show. Alright, gang, thank you very much for joining us today. I'll see you again tomorrow morning, round about the same time. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio now.